Okay, have a go at it.
Oh, what?
Your fanfic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, of course. Okay, are we ready for something quite interesting? Because this is a pairing fanfic, if you can believe it.
Oh, pairing. And who's the pairing?
Well, I will get to that. The fanfiction that I found is called Trixie's New Big Red Life by Captain Brony. Judging by that title, I think you can figure it out sooner or later.
Oh, I believe so. Let's have a go.
Anyways, very well then. This is Trixie's New Big Red Life by Captain Brony. Trixie, formerly known as the Great and Powerful Trixie, was caught in a downpour. She only had a small tree on top of a hill for cover, and even then, it wasn't much. Life had gotten much harder for Trixie after the Ursa Minor incident. Word had spread fast of her failure to live up to her boasting. She had been branded as an official fraud far and wide, and it had gotten so bad. Not only would nobody watch her shows, they wouldn't even let her stay in the hotel. Grammar errors. They wouldn't even let her stay in their hotels. Her card had been smashed, and she had to stay somewhere. I wonder why the truck cart got smashed. Yeah, anybody want to guess? My guess is probably the miner came back for revenge.
Hold on now. Let's see. So the ones. Let's see. Add a group code. Oops. Let's see.
What do we got?
So 24K.
Oh.
If you can promise to be quiet, you are reading a fanfic after all. And he's
Indeed.
on a mobile device.
There he is.
There you go. So I would recommend you to keep silent. We are having a fanfic read aloud.
Yes.
Did you even hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fanfic read aloud by TheInvertedShadow, so keep the noise down a bit.
Anyways, where was I? Oh, yes. And she, the great and powerful Trixie, had been forced to find a dreary and dull day job. I can only just imagine. Why is it? I suddenly have this image of Trixie working as a grocery clerk.
Oh, I bet she's. I don't know why. Sorry.
Anyways, but even that had turned out to be a dead end. Nobody would hire her, thinking that someone who was known for her talk and not her walk would be hideously bad for business. Everywhere she went, it was the same thing. It was like she was blacklisted. She even had to sell her hat and cape just to feed her belly. And now she was caught in the rain with only a tree with very few branches for cover. It was almost as if she was under a curse or something, like she had angered some deity enough to receive divine punishment. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee, Trixie. Short version of it all, she had hit rock bottom. As if that wasn't clear enough. Anyways, a tear trickled down her cheek when suddenly the rain seemed to stop. She looked up to see a very large red stallion with an impressively large umbrella tied to what looked like a work harness around his neck. So I was wondering what you're doing in Skype. Check the Skype chat, Gonzo.
Oh, what? What is it?
So I was wondering what you're doing.
Yes. You're gonna be silent while What now? Sad Nathaniel Cooper, what are you doing? Keep on going.
Okay, alright, where was I? Yes. So, large red stallion, impressive large umbrella tied would look like a harness around his neck. Now, why would any pony want to stay out in the rain like this? He asked her. Trixie did her best to hide the sorrow in her voice. Excuse me. The sorrow in her voice. I don't have any place else to go. What you talking about? Don't you got a home? Her car was her home, and that had been smashed to smithereens. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh at that.
Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude! Can you feel it, motherfuckers? She shook her head no. Ain't you got any place in town you could stay? Yes. Everyone turns me away, she said quietly. The stallion remained silent for a moment before finally speaking. Y'all can stay with me. She stabbed her head in his direction, wide-eyed with surprise. Are you serious? Yup. Mind you, I live on a farm. Tain't much, but it's home. Trixie debated herself for a moment, but what choice did she really have? She stood up and followed the stallion down the hill. He was kind enough to make sure the umbrella stayed over her, which was actually rather impressive when you think about it, seeing as how he couldn't do any magic at all. Yeah, seriously, why don't you point out the obvious even more, Captain Obvious? So, don't you be spoiling anything.
I switched the screen so that way. I'm just gonna pause and wait.
Wait, what? Oh, Gmod?
Yeah.
Alright, what's that? Y'all got a name? He asked her. Yes. She dried a tear from her eye. It's Trixie. Well, I reckon it's nice to meet you, Trixie. I'm Big Macintosh. What now? Someone's wondering what he's to do.
Just listen, Sode. Just listen to him.
Alright. Okay, what was I now? She gave him a small smile. It was a long time since somebody else showed her kindness. Ugh, I can't concentrate.
Keep on going. Don't worry, I'll talk to him.
Alright. They remained silent for the rest of the way, heading towards some place called Sweet Apple Acres. There was an apple orchard, apparently. Apple orchid? He said orchid instead of orchard. Sorry? Am I doing something wrong?
Nope. You're pointing out the obvious thing. This thing has way too much errors.
Anyways, don't worry, it gets better as it goes on. That's much I swear. Alright, let me continue then. It was an apple orchard, apparently, which made sense when she looked at Big Macintosh's cutie mark. They entered a small farmhouse, where, after he put away his umbrella and work harness, he gave her a large towel and showed her to a guest room. As she started to dry herself off on the bed, that should be, Big Macintosh took his opportunity to speak up. We'll let you stay for as long as you want, but I'm afraid you'll have to earn your keep around here. But don't worry, I'll pick something out for you that's real simple. She gave him a nose smile before he bid her goodnight. Trixie smiled in bliss as the sun shined in on her as she nuzzled herself in deeper into the soft, warm bed. Miss Trixie, called the voice. Miss Trixie, it's time to wake up. She sat up in bed, her silvery blue mane a complete mess. She squinted her eyes at her awakener. It was the same red stallion that allowed her to stay. Suddenly, the events of last night all came flooding back to her. She blushed slightly, but got out of bed. She stretched and groggily walked out of the room. What land's sake's she doing here? Shouted the familiar voice. Trixie winced at the volume this pony spoke, but when she saw who it was, she couldn't help but smirk cockily. Is that even a word?
I don't know.
Well, I wasn't aware you lived here, little hayseed. Applejack fumed and was about to come over to her to tell her off when Big Macintosh cut off her path. Everyone, this here is Miss Trixie. She's going to be staying with us for a while. Miss Trixie, this is my kin, the Apple family. I take it you already met my little sister Applejack. Applejack snorted angrily at her. Big Macintosh pointed his head over to an elderly mare sitting in a rocking chair, asleep. Over there's our Granny Smith. She continued to snore contently. And then there's our youngest little apple bloom. Hey, where'd you go? Big Macintosh looked around but couldn't find the last family member to introduce. Wow, one cutie mark, what's that mean? Came a little voice. Trixie looked behind her to see a little yellow filly with a big red bow in her hair, admiring her cutie mark. She had on a double-pouched satchel that most ponies use to carry their things in. It means that I, the Great and Powerful Trixie, have the talent of being more magical than... have the talent of being more magical than any other unicorn in all of Equestria. Apple Bloom's eyes widened with wonderment. Wow! Wait, what about Princess Celestia? She's a Pegasus unicorn. She doesn't count. Yeah, she's still a unicorn, so yes, she does still count.
And, pause for a minute. Gonna check my pizza. This is too good to resist.
Yes. Yes, I already... What? No, he just said he's gonna get his pizza. He'll be back.
Okay.
Hanging the pots and pans. Whoa!
Did I really spoil it?
I think I smell burning. Oh dear.
Fire!
Burn, baby, burn!
Really?
Shit going down, Gonzo. You okay, buddy? Says Howling Moon. That's what I want to know, Howling Moon. I wish I knew.
Come on.
Nope.
Here. Tired?
A little bit. No. I'm having fun reading this live stream chat.
I'm trying to get on live stream. This little computer is slow. You okay?
I'm alright, just reading a little silent now.
Was he okay? Gonzo.
Oh.
Heard shouting. Oh my god.
Oh my. Hey.
Ow!
You alright?
Gonzo,
shouting.
you okay?
Burned myself on the pizza and dropped it too.
Oops.
Oh,
But is it still safe? Is it? Most important question is the pizza alive?
I only dropped one slice.
It's alive! Hallelujah! Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, I was just reaming Trixie out for saying that Princess Celestia doesn't count in being the most powerful unicorn ever.
Mm-hmm.
Derp.
Oh my god.
Except for Twilight, smirked Applejack. You know, the unicorn who calmed the Ursa Minor that y'all couldn't? Trixie glared at her, but it was her turn to be cut off by Big Macintosh. AJ, you behave yourself around our new guest. Applejack's mouth hung open at her older brother's slight scolding. The Great and Powerful Trixie! Trixie was cut off as her stomach let a loud growl. Demands to know when breakfast will be served. Scoffed Applejack. After you work. Trixie rolled her eyes. Very funny, little hayseed. However, Trixie jumped slightly as Big Macintosh placed a satchel identical to Apple Bloom's on her back. Taking a joke. You want to eat? You gotta work. But breakfast is the most important meal of the day, protested Trixie. All the more reason for you to work up an appetite as you pick berries with Apple Bloom, explained Big Macintosh. But I'm the Great and Powerful Trixie, she all but whined.
Not anymore.
Apple Bloom rolled her eyes and started to head out the door. Well, right now you're Trixie the Hungry Farm Worker.
What'd you say?
Right now you're Trixie the Hungry Farm Worker.
Down, teacher!
Burn!
Talk about downgrading.
Trixie.
Burn! Big Mac style! Okay, continue.
Okay. Big Macintosh gave her another smile. Who knows? You might learn a thing or two down here on the farm. Might even better yourself. Trixie narrowed her eyes at him. She knew just how to handle the situation. Oh, really? If you can name one thing that you, a simple earth pony, are better than me at, the Great and Powerful Trixie, then I'll do your chore without the aid of breakfast. I'm more humble than you. Trixie's mouth did an odd series of openings and closings as she tried to find something to say. Big Macintosh rolled his eyes and he started to push Trixie gently through the door. Hem and haw all you want, but do it while you're working. Ow. Trixie the hungry farm worker. This one appears to be divided into chapters. I hope nobody minds that.
Let's go into another chapter. Let's see what happens.
Oh yeah, there's about 10 chapters, it seems. Right. Anyway, chapter
Oh,
2.
man.
Trixie quietly grumbled to herself as she followed the small little filly into a circle of bushes. She couldn't believe that big red oaf had managed to get one up on her. He certainly didn't look like the intellectual type. But again, she wouldn't have taken him for a colt or taken another pony out of the kindness of his heart either. Oh wow! Apple Bloom's small shout sapped Trixie out of her thoughts. Berries are really ripe today. The youngest of the apple family had positioned herself at the far end of the bushes, so Trixie put herself at the opposite side. The job seemed simple enough. Just put the berries into her satchel pouches. Her horn glowed its usual color as the berries on her side started to float up into the air and into her pouches. At this rate, she'd be done in under 5 minutes, and then she'd be enjoying a hearty What the hell?
Well, oh no, it's something I see in Tumblr.
Spike! Cried the young filly. Trixie craned her neck around to see a small purple dragon walking towards them. He seemed vaguely familiar, but she couldn't quite... Oh.
What the hell? What the hell?
Wasn't me. Backwards.
How about you hang up and listen to the live stream?
That might be the best course of action.
Yeah, because we're hearing noises and it's getting bothersome.
Oh, sorry. How's this?
Yeah, let me give you a link to the you should be on the live stream, right?
I'll be quiet for now.
Yeah.
Background noise.
You want me to provide a link for the live stream?
Nah, I can probably find it.
All right.
If not, there.
There you go. Any time now.
You can continue. I'll just...
Is it, I'm losing track of everything now.
Well, Trixie was out with Apple Bloom, and I believe Spike just came around.
Okay. Alright. Now I remember. He seemed vaguely familiar, but she couldn't quite place where she had seen him. It was when he saw her and gave her an unimpressed kind of look that it all came flooding back to her. He was with those naysayers during the night of her show, cheering them on. Him? What's he doing here? Sneered Trixie. Spike crossed his arms, looking sternly at her. I could say the same thing about you. Spike here has a real eye for finding the gems not catch. Twilight told me this one time when she was helping my big sister Applejack carry apples, he found this real scrumptious one. Roald Dahl much? So I asked him to come by and do the same thing with our berries so we can enjoy them for breakfast. You explain to me what a liar like Trixie is doing here at Sweet Apple Acres. Big Macintosh took her in, so she'll be staying with us for a while. Spike only responded by raising his eyebrows slightly. Well, I guess I should get started, he said, giving Trixie one last look. Oh, shit. Tired. Sorry. It was as Spike was digging into Apple Bloom's pouch that Trixie finished her side. She started walking back towards the house, the sound of Spike sorting the berries in the back. Where are you going? She stopped at the sound of Apple Bloom's voice. Trixie got all of her berries, so I, the Great and Powerful Trixie, am done. Apple Bloom frowned. You didn't pick all of them, did you? Of course I did. Trixie wants her cussing breakfast. Apple Bloom shook her head. That's not good. Some of them berries are shriveled up and dead. Trixie's eyes widened, as she hadn't been aware of the past. I know. Spike can help, cheered Apple Bloom. Excuse me? Veered Trixie. Spike walked over to them with his arms folded. Yeah, I'd like to just repeat that. Excuse me? Trixie can make all the berries float out of her bags, and then Spike could point out the bad one. And why should the Great and Powerful Trixie agree to something like that? Spike narrowed his eyes at her. Twilight would do it. You know exactly it, and exactly who is Twilight? Spike smirked a little. You know, Twilight Sparkle, also known as the purple unicorn that managed to settle the Ursa Minor that you failed to do. It was Trixie's turn to narrow her eyes. Oh, her. Yes. Although she had never bothered to learn the pony's name, Trixie would never forget. What's so special about her anyways? Spike smirked a little bigger. You mean besides the Ursa... Yes, besides the Ursa Minor incident! Snapped Trixie. Bloom took a small step back away from Trixie, but Spike's smirk just got bigger. Well, the fact that she's Celestia's protege doesn't hurt. Trixie froze as this new information sunk into her brain. Celestia? As in Princess Celestia? Spike nodded with an aura of smugness about him. That's right, Princess Celestia Equestria. And the fact that Twilight is always reading through books for new magical abilities doesn't hurt either. Trixie slapped her forehead with her hoop, which actually kind of hurt, not that she would ever admit that to anyone. But it was no wonder Twilight had done the things that she had did. How the hey was Trixie supposed to compete with the student of the ruler of the country? She didn't know that she got that powerful through books. It made sense when she thought about it, though. Knowledge was powerful, after all, and she made a mental note to go to the library at some point so she could do some research. All the berries in Trixie's satchel pouches suddenly flew open and all her berries came floating out. They hung in the air magically for all to see. Well, get to work, Dragon! The Great and Powerful Trixie has done just as she has been asked, and now we're all waiting on you! She sneered. Wasn't so great and powerful last time. Shh! Wasn't so great and powerful last time I checked. Spike grumbled quietly to himself. He speaks the truth, I guess. So Spike walked through the floating berries, batting to the ground any rotten and or dead berries that he came across. Okay, I'm done, announced Spike. Berries Spike had knocked down and floated back into Trixie's satchel pouches. Well, my bags are full too. Let's head back to the house, jeered Apple Bloom. Just a second, Trixie called. Apple Bloom and Spike turned around and looking at her quizzically. Oh God, this yawning virus is going to be the death of me. Trixie made her horn glow and pointed it down to the berries that Spike had knocked down. In a light blue flash, the berries were transformed into full flush and fresh berries. Apple Bloom's face lit up in excitement. Amazement. Wow, that's amazing, Trixie. Trixie smiled proudly. Oh yes, I know. That is the power of the Great and Powerful Trixie. So tell me, little dragon, can your amazing Twilight do that? Spike was stunned, looking puzzled. I don't know. Never really asked if she could do stuff like that. Well, I think it's spectacular, Apple Bloom said as she looked up at Trixie with sparkles in her eyes. She'd apparently gained a brand new hero that day. But of course it is. Shall we return so Trixie can finally have her breakfast? Sure thing. Want to come and have breakfast with us, Spike? Spike scratched the back of his head, still thinking about Trixie's berries. No thanks. I should get back to Twilight. I need to check something with her. Apple Bloom shrugged. Suit yourself. Apple Bloom turned around back to Trixie, only to see a bouquet of flowers waiting for her. Consider this a gift from Trixie, for showing exquisite taste in unicorns. Trixie smiled as Apple Bloom started to hug the bouquet. I'm gonna go plant these right now, she beamed. I can't do a southern accent for the death of me.
I know.
Trixie raised her eyebrow, the idea of the filly planting the flowers she just magically conjured up. But she shrugged and started to walk back towards the house, being sure to bring the berry she had fixed magically. It was a short trot back to the house, yet another that somehow Apple Bloom still had managed to beat her to the kitchen. The kitchen table was covered with various breakfast items like fruit, pancakes, and hay. Seriously, ponies eat hay in Equestria? I didn't think that was possible. Then again, they are omnivores, so who am I to judge? And in the center of it all was a large, empty bowl waiting to be filled. Big Macintosh was already seated, smiling at Trixie expectantly. He looked down at the empty bowl, then at her, seeing if she could get the silent message that he was sending her. It took Trixie a moment, but she got the message soon enough and levitated all the berries out of her pouches and filled them neatly into the bowl. Big Macintosh nodded approvingly as the rest of the Apple family came to the table. Granny Smith took notice of Trixie after staring in her direction for a moment. Who is this? She asked in a kind voice. This here, Applejack said to say, is a hoity-toity unicorn who... Applejack, you show some manners at the table, young lady, scolded Big Macintosh. I didn't know he was a father figure besides being a brother. Anybody
Well,
want to explain?
well, since we haven't seen the parents, guess Big Mac has to assume the father figure.
True that. Applejack flinched noticeably, but put on a fake grin and said through gritted teeth, "This here is Trixie the Unicorn. She'll be staying with us for a while." Granny Smith nodded as she absorbed the information and gave Trixie a warm smile. "Well, she looks very sweet." Amazing outlook to be deceiving," grumbled Applejack under her breath. Try the berries. Me and Trixie got some real juicy ones." Shrugging, Applejack grabbed a hooful and plowed them into her mouth. She started to chew more and more slowly as she noticed something with a final gulp, and she glared at Trixie. "What'd you do to our berries?" she snapped. Apple Bloom took in a breath of surprise. She had tried some of the berries Trixie had fixed, and while they were tasty, they still tasted only like berries. "Huh? Like Big Sis, how'd you know?" "I know it was magic when I was tasting. What'd you do?" Instead of cowering under Applejack's interrogating gaze like Apple Bloom often did, Trixie sat up straight and smiled rather smugly. "It was rarely a trouble for a unicorn of my magical abilities. I simply turned the dead and shriveled berries into fresh ripe ones. One problem with that. Look what happens when your magic wears off. Some of the berries in the bowl glowed Trixie's color and reverted back to dead berries." "Oh, that was sure to fail sooner or later." "Well," Trixie desperately tried to find some way to still make herself look good. "Well, picking berries is still too trivial of a task for the Great and Powerful Trixie. My talents are being wasted on such many..." I'm having trouble with my English tonight. "My talents are being wasted on such menial work." Applejack grinned mischievously as she stood up. "Oh, you want some real work, huh? Well, I think I can help you all with that. Come on, get your bows and self down to the barn." So Applejack was cut off at the sound of Big Macintosh clearing his throat. "Now, Applejack, I respect the fact that you're the head of the farm, and you've done a better job on it than I ever would. Right proud of you, too. But I'm still head of this family, and I'll say she don't do no more work till she finishes her breakfast. Most important meal of the day, you know." Trixie smiled appreciatively. Applejack was stunned and hung her mouth open. "You can't be serious, are you?" "Yup." Applejack pulled her head over her head in frustration. Oh, here it is. Author's note. I don't really think Big Macintosh X Trixie has an official pairing name, but I'd like to call it Macintrix, or Big Macintrix. But that's just me. What do you think?
I guess sooner or later she'll stop with the boasting and actually be a fucking normal unicorn for once.
Oh, trust me. You'll see that sooner or later, but I won't say when. I've read this fanfiction at least once, and I actually can't remember most of it anyways.
So, is those 2 chapters?
No. Yeah, well, for the most part, yes.
Well, if
what?
you want, we can just, spread it out to, like, at least 2 chapters a session.
Oh, no. This fanfiction is too weird to pass. It's just split up. I want everybody to hear this.
Oh, hold on.
What is it, cadaver?
It's not it.
What?
Well, Nightflower tried to call me.
So anyways, let's see if we can get this little piece of action done in one night. The chapters are fairly short anyway, as you've seen.
Well, let's see. Can we... Hold on. Itch. How about one more chapter? I don't want you to strain yourself too much.
No, okay, no, I thank you for your concern. Yeah, one chapter. That seems fine. Alright. Alright, last chapter for tonight, and this is chapter 3. Trixie followed Applejack out of the barn. Her belly was full of a hearty breakfast, and she had to admit, she did feel kind of peppy. With her new energy, she doubted any task Applejack came up with would be too much for her. "Alright, you boasting loudmouth, you wanted some real work? Well, here you go." Before them was a small field of corn looking like it was ready to be picked. It looked like it would be a total of a couple of hours' work. A fence separated the cornfield from an empty, unplowed field. "Your job is to pick all this here corn and put it in that little cart over there." Applejack pointed over to a small wagon cart that sat next to the fence. "Y'all need to pick every last one without magic." Oh.
Oh, Night Flower is gonna want to be a part, so give me a minute.
Okie dokie.
Alright. Where are you?
Oh-ho! Hi-ho!
There we go.
Hi-ho! Hi-ho! It's Night Flower, we go!
Can you hear us?
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We hear you, we hear you.
Hang on.
Alright, that's good. So, what am I missing?
Well, Inverted Shadow has read some of a fanfic.
Let's go. Let's go.
What the? Oh boy.
Hold up, give me a second.
Come on, no, you're not messing now. Come on, little boy.
Uh-oh.
Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come to bed.
Oh dear. You think he's talking to a Nightflower or a kid? What do you think, Gonzo?
He's two. He doesn't want to go to bed.
It's a kid. It's a kid.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
talk to a puppy like that.
No, it's not me. It's not me.
Oh, sorry.
But anyway. Sorry for
Anyways,
interrupting. Sorry.
I'm okay.
You want to tell him what's going on, Gonzo?
Flood and I was asking for a shirt size.
Wait, Flood and I was asking for socks?
Shirt size.
Oh, shirt size. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you're probably large.
Fuck!
Yes!
Aw.
Yes, motherfuckers! Yes. That is how I roll.
Care to tell
this
Nightflower
like-
what we're doing now, Gonzo?
Well, sorry. Inverted Shadow was reading a fanfic dealing with Trixie living her life post-boasting days. She's right now falling on some hard times as she is right now resorting to working on the apple farm. And she is going to be having a hard time because now she has to pick some corn and put it in a cart without the use of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Alright,
And
you guys
Shadow,
continue to be-
you can continue.
All right. Where was I? Oh, yes. Trixie held up her nose in a dignified manner. It's just picking corn. How hard could it possibly be for the great and powerful Trixie? Applejack smiled with a knowing look on her eyes. Ray, come find me when you're done and I'll give you your next chore. Oh, and watch out for crows. You have to put up a new scarecrow and they can be might ornery. As Applejack walked away, Trixie rolled her eyes and scoffed. Crows. The great and powerful Trixie isn't afraid of any stupid crows. Trixie started to pluck the corn, but it wasn't as simple as it looked. Sometimes the corn would be too healthy, and she would have to try and fight it off. Other times the exact opposite was true, and she would only end up taking part of the ear. At one point she took an entire ear and some of the stem. It was really starting to irritate her. She simply started by collecting all the corn outside of the field, and get to work on the inside. And even without making a considerable dent in her work, she had already worked up quite a sweat. Farm work was a lot tougher than it looked. Adoy!
Country works hard too. I had to deal with cutting wood.
Yeah.
Alright.
The sound of grunting snapped her out of her focus and her task to see Big Macintosh plowing the field next to her. Or at least he was trying to plow it. He seemed to be having some difficulty in getting the task done. When she saw his plow.
You dirty, dirty bastard.
Guys, don't even complain. This is your influence. This is what happens when you influence the brony community. Fuck you! No, I'm just kidding.
I swear to God, I didn't mean to read his plot.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
Yes, you did.
I'm hearing an echo.
I'm hearing an echo now.
Better.
Alrighty then. Okay. When she saw his plow, I'm sorry.
We're dealing with a dirty, dirty mind.
It was no wonder. The thing was rusted, and it looked like one of the handles was broken off. This obviously made the job more difficult, and any progress he made was small. What are you doing? She asked honestly. Big Macintosh gritted his teeth as he pulled. Trying to get this here field plow. Hurry! But why use such a recipe? Because, he cut her off. This here's the only plow we have, he grunted as he gave it another heave. And we ain't got enough bit straw for a new one. Trixie didn't know whether she should be sad about the Apple family's money problems or impressed that he could use that thing at all. Either way, it left her with an awkward silence that she wasn't really comfortable with. I guess I'll start working on the rest of that corn. Trixie walked deeper into the cornfield. Be sure you do it slowly or the clouds will... I can't do it. Big Macintosh sighed and lowered his eyelids halfway. Attack and chase after you. A split second later, Trixie came running out with a flock of angry crows chasing after her. Do I smell irony? Trixie was just barely staying an inch ahead. Echo again. Trixie was just barely staying an inch ahead of their beaks and claws, and suddenly they seemed to disappear. She stopped running, turning around to see the crows all clumped up together, trapped inside Big Macintosh's work harness. Pretty tightly, too. They struggled and squirmed, but no matter what, they couldn't get free. Not a bad aim, huh? Big Macintosh came off from behind her, walking over to the crows without his harness on. That was you? How'd you manage to send your harness flying so fast? Trixie asked, amazed. Shoot, who'd you think taught Applejack how to buck? I'm getting another dirty image again.
Oh, no. This time, think of it this way. Pretty much Big Mac had to teach Applejack how to harvest apples from the trees this time.
No. You know it's not that, alright? You know it's not.
I know it's not. But in this case, it's just your dirty minds perceiving what would probably be sex for one older pony to teach a younger pony how to harvest apples without breaking a tree.
Ooh, not breaking a tree.
Well, not like Fluttershy be fucking a tree.
I wonder, did Bloomberg like it?
Bloomberg should have liked it. Because he's a tree! Okay. Let's continue on so we can finish up this chapter.
He brought the birds to an upright position and started to roll them. I'll need to roll these featherheads down to Fluttershy's cottage. She'll find a place where they can live happily, far away from straight apple acres. When you're done with the corn, head inside the house for lunch. It's Granny Smith's turn to cook. As Big Macintosh continued to roll his harness, his captives started to make their protest known through being as loud as possible. Yeah. Call and crow all you want, but this is happening. Deal with it. Like a boss.
Yes.
Nope. Trixie giggled lightly at Big Macintosh's attitude towards the crows. She walked back into the cornfield and soon discovered that the corn on the inside was a lot easier to pick. Either that or she was getting better at the farm chore. She took a moment to scoff. Imagine that, her, the great and powerful Trixie, expert at farm chores.
Yeah, girl. Dream on.
What?
No, I'm not buying it.
Dream on.
With the corn all loaded into her cart, she headed back to the house. Once again, she had worked up a hearty appetite, and she was in the mood for just about anything. She entered the house, but nobody else seemed to be there. Well, that was what she thought at first, but then she noticed the delicious smell of something cooking. Trixie recognized the smell as baked apples. The scent made her stomach growl loudly from hunger. Sounds like somebody's worked up an appetite. Trixie entered the kitchen to find Granny Smith putting some finishing touches on some baked apples. Excuse me. She turned to see Trixie standing there with a sheepish smile on her face. Oh, it's you. Well, come on in and have a seat at the table. It's about ready to serve. Trixie sat down at the table, holding a certain level of awkwardness in the air as the eerie silence hung. Trixie tried to find something to talk about. Anything that could start a conversation. Big Macintosh seems nice. Excuse me. Oh, he is. Bless that heart of his, smiled Granny Smith.
I know he's a dedicated worker, and the job probably still has to be done, but why even bother to use that rusted or broken down plow? That's just the way he is. If a tool isn't working right, he gives it all to try and make it work, even when it's up an uphill slope. Regardless, he still gets the work done. That Cole would do anything for his family.
Trixie said nothing, but continued to listen intently.
He had to grow up pretty fast here on the farm.
Granny Smith started to smile sadly.
Especially after both his ma and pa died. He was so young.
Trixie's ears flopped down at hearing that. She didn't know he lost him in his youth.
After they were gone, there was a void, both in the farm work and in our family. So being the eldest, he did his best to fill that void. He took on his parents' chores and worked harder than any of us. Of course, he could never replace his parents' role in the family, but he always tried to be there for his family, and became even more tightly knit because of it.
As Granny Smith started to place the baked apples on the table,
I know it may sound as though we're a bit incomplete, but we're a happy family nonetheless.
the rest of the Apple family entered the room and sat down around the table. Unlike breakfast, lunch went through without a hitch, mostly because she didn't say much and focused mostly on the table conversation, which revolved mostly around Apple Room telling of her how she and her little friends tried to find their cutie marks. It was cute. What am I supposed to say to that?
I have no idea.
With the apples devoured, Trixie followed Applejack out to the barn, where there was a large pile of hay with a pitchfork sticking into the corner. Now then, your last chore of the day is pitching hay. Trixie definitely liked the idea of this being the last tedious task for her to do. Such a task is beneath Trixie. The job will be done in a matter of seconds by the great and Trixie was cut off as Applejack put her hoof in her mouth. Yeah, I know. You're the great and powerful Trixie. I heard you the first 100 times. But just sit there all quiet like and watch his eyes show you how it's done. Trixie glared at the earth pony silently as she started to pick up the pitchfork with both hooves. How is that even possible when they don't have hands?
Right now that
Because
same...
ponies. Don't try to deduce anything. It's ponies, okay?
Right now... Right now my friend's at it again. I can't...
Anyways, a trifle, really, Trixie scoffed. If I wanted to do it the brutish, uncivilized way, then I would follow your example.
Applejack's face soured.
But Trixie's a magical unicorn and has a better way to do such a trivial chore.
Trixie's horn glowed its usual color, and she levitated the small clump of hay over to the upper level. When she let it fall down to the appropriate place, it fell apart completely, and small pieces soon falling back down to the two ponies.
This is Earth Pony work for a reason, scolded Applejack.
Trixie took the pitchfork and tried to mimic Applejack's demonstration. Didn't go as well. Trixie only managed to lift up half the amount of hay Applejack had done, and when she tried to toss it up to the upper level, the hay dispersed in its clump form, scattering its pieces all over the barn. Applejack glared at the unicorn as the hay pieces rained down. Applejack looked at her with a flat expression.
You don't belong here, she said with a sigh.
Trixie's ears flopped down sadly, but Applejack paid it no mind. When you're done, feel free to come on in for dinner. An exasperated sigh escaped from Trixie's lips. This was going to take forever.
Forever!
Trixie trudged into the house, physically exhausted. She didn't know what time it was. All she knew was that the stars were out, which meant it was evening, and that was all she needed to turn in for the night. As she walked past the kitchen, Apple Bloom and Applejack gave her a questionable look.
"And where the hell are you off to?" queried Applejack.
"Bed," Trixie replied grumpily.
"Trixie needs her beauty sleep." "What about dinner?" asked Apple Bloom. "No dinner," mumbled Trixie. "Bed. Now. Night."
As Trixie entered her new bedroom, she smiled at the sight of her bed, which she unceremoniously fell face first onto. She heard the sound of somebody entering the room, but she didn't move. But she was too tired. "Hard day," came the voice of her Big Macintosh. Trixie rolled onto her back and looked. Not in a sexual way," she moaned.
Everything hurts."
Big Macintosh smiled down at her. "Yup, farm life will do that to you. I'll see if I can talk Applejack into making your tomorrow chores related to going into town." Big Macintosh brought up the blanket and tucked her in. Trixie could help but blush at the colt's actions, but whether or not he noticed it didn't show. "I'll see you in the morning." The sound of a rooster crowing reluctantly woke Trixie from her peaceful slumber. Vowing revenge at the bird for later, she moved on to her bedroom door and was about to open it when she heard the vague voices that she thought she might have heard her name. Trixie creaked open her door and peeked through the crack to see Applejack having some kind of conversation with Big Macintosh. Let's go over this one more time. From Applejack's tone, it was obvious she had been trying to convince her brother of something that he was being stubborn on. Trixie is a magical unicorn. Yup. Trixie's eyes widened. She didn't think they would be talking about her. She ain't able to follow her. Yup. Trixie rolled her eyes so she was out of her element. What was the big deal? She's got a hoity-toity attitude. Yup. Trixie was a little annoyed with that Big Macintosh wouldn't even try to argue on the matter. He's a show pony with an ego the size of our barn. Yup. Trixie scowled. She's a downright terrible farm worker. Yup. And we have all the reason we need to kick her out. Nope. Come, Star, why the heck not? She hasn't changed one bit. She's nothing but a great and powerful pain in my flank. Ooh. She's still on the farm's
Nice use of
progress.
words.
And thanks to Listen, she hasn't tried Bucket yet. I'm getting that dirty image again.
Yes, I did too. Oh my god.
Apple Bloom's already taken a shot at her, and that's the wrong role model for her. She's unbearable. She's a terrible farmer. She's a pony in need. Snapped Big Macintosh. She stood up at its full height, which even Trixie found a little intimidating. She ain't got no place else to go. She might not be very good at it, but she's still putting in all her work and directions that you give her. She might not be good at it, but she's still a hard worker. As long as she's willing to work, she stays. And that's final, young lady. Damn. Applejack just stood with her mouth hanging open. Trixie silently closed the door. She didn't know why, but she liked the way Big Macintosh stood up for her. A small smile graced her lips. A smile she was sadly in denial about. And that's how it begins.
So that's it, huh?
Well, there's 7 more chapters, but apparently that was the last one for tonight.
Yes, let's not strain yourself. My apologies.
No, it happens. Are we ready?
You can go on ahead.
Alrighty then, continuing on with Trixie's New Grid Life by Captain Brony. Chapter 4, I believe it was? Yes, Chapter 4.
Thanks for letting me come with you on your deliveries, Big Macintosh. Trixie gave him a small smile.
Sure, nothing. I reckon that perhaps your magic could help with my delivery. What the hell? Where's that coming from?
Water Sprinkle, do you have something going on?
Oh, my mic didn't mute. What the hell? Sorry about that.
Okay, let him go.
Alright, where was I? Sure, nothing. I reckon that perhaps your magic could help with my deliveries, unload and whatnot. Big Macintosh had been carrying a cart full of apple-centered dishes ranging from fritters to pies. The Apple family also did some side bake selling that did reasonably well around town. Nothing too professional, but just some close friends.
So where's our first stop?
To Twilight Sparkle. She's taking up residence at the local library. We're just supposed to give her a few apple cupcakes. Is that even possible, apple cupcakes? I will just continue reading and not make side notes if you don't want.
Just don't worry about it.
Alright. Trixie narrowed her eyes.
Oh, we're going to go and see her, huh?
From her tone, Big Macintosh gathered that she had met the pony before. So I reckon the two of you have met before?
If by met you mean that she completely upstaged me, then yes, we've met.
Big Macintosh may not have been the smartest colt in Ponyville, but he could sense when a bad situation was coming. Well, regardless, all that's in the past, so no need to hold a grudge, right? Just keep moving forward. That's what I always say. Trixie dropped her jaw as she stared at the colt.
You honestly expect me to let all that go?
Big Macintosh stared flatly ahead and said, Yup.
Do you know what she did to me?
Not really. Be honest, Applejack spends more time in Ponyville than I do, but I do know this. You keep love and tolerance in your heart, and you'll be surprised at the warm life you'll receive. I wish the same could be said for this community.
I wish, yes.
Well, not the entire community, just parts of it.
Yeah.
Trixie and Big Macintosh continued to walk in silence. The only sound of their hoof hitting the ground was heard.
You say warm life, said Trixie, breaking the silence. Do you mean the kind of life you have with your family?
Yup. Trixie furrowed her brow in thought.
Is it worth it?
Big Macintosh smiled at her. Every second.
Trixie sighed. You suppose she owed it to the cult to at least try.
There it is. Big Macintosh pointed to a giant tree centered in the middle of town.
A tree? The library's a tree? She lives in a tree?
Yup. Let's see if she's home. Trixie gave a strange smile as she walked up to the tree and knocked on the door. The door opened and Trixie was greeted with the face of Twilight Sparkle, who promptly screamed and slammed the door in her face. Sorry, I couldn't help but laugh at that. Ow! Trixie rubbed her bruised nose and went,
How dare you slam the door in the face of the Great and Powerful Trixie?
Big Macintosh peered into the window. Miss Twilight, it's me, Big Macintosh. Miss Trixie's here just to help me make my deliveries. She ain't here to cause trouble. Right, Miss Trixie?
Trixie sighed and spoke up a little more so Twilight could hear her. Yes, the Great and Powerful Trixie is not here for revenge. To herself, though, she said, today.
Big Macintosh peered in through the window. Miss... Oh, derp, I just read the same line twice.
Okay. All right,
Derp.
you can. Okay, you can get yourself collected and let's continue.
Yes. Big Macintosh seemed to let out a held breath Trixie didn't see him take when Twilight opened the door.
What are you doing back here anyways, Trixie? I thought you had left town. Well, yes, but certain circumstances have forced Trixie's hooves into taking up residence on Big Macintosh's farm in Ponyville.
Twilight gave Trixie an incredulous look.
You're staying on a farm? His farm? You are staying on his farm? Listen, do you want to stand around all day playing 20 questions with me, or do you want your cupcakes?
Snapped Trixie.
Oh, of course. Come on in, I'll get you your bits.
Twilight went back in, but made sure to keep the door open for the two of them. Trixie looked back... Excuse me. Trixie looked back at Big Macintosh, who hadn't moved from his cart. Well, aren't you going to go in and get your pay? Trixie's answers came in the form of a playful smile by Big Macintosh. I'm still hooked up to the cart. You gotta go collect the 8 bits.
The unicorn gave a strange sigh. If I must.
Just remember, love and tolerance. Big Macintosh gave her an encouraging wink. She walked in to find Spike standing in the room with his arms crossed. Trixie, dragon, she acknowledged. She looked around the room and saw books sprawled everywhere on the floor.
What happened? Did a tornado hit you or something? Oh no, giggled Twilight as she went up the stairs. I was just doing some light reading earlier today. This is light reading?
Spike gave her a smug look. That's right, she was researching new spells. She's always trying to improve herself. There had to be at least 12 books on the floor, minimum.
These books in particular?
Spike's smug look grew bigger. Oh no, this is just today. She's already read half of what's in the library. Twilight had finally gotten her 8 bits together and started to go back down the stairs. However, what she didn't expect to find was Trixie with a serious look on her face, levitating her books.
The Great and Powerful Trixie wishes to check out these books.
Twilight gave her a confused look.
Excuse me? You heard Trixie. The Great and Powerful Trixie is a current resident in Ponyville. Therefore, she's entitled to check out as many books as she wishes.
If you're a current resident of Ponyville, then why are you just... Fuck it, it's not worth questioning, is it?
Nah, not at this point. Not this here. Let's try continuing on.
Yeah. Twilight frowned. She had only finished 2 of those books. She didn't like to put down any books she had read them cover to cover. Until she had read them cover to cover. Let alone give them away in a checkout. And then again, she didn't really have a leg to stand on to tell Trixie no. Spike, being the loyal assistant that he was, sensed this and knew exactly what to do. He fixed Trixie a dry stare and said, "Do you even have a library card?" Trixie's eyes widened and the books fell to the floor. No. A noticeable blush crossed her cheeks at being caught at overlooking such an obvious necessity for checking out books.
Which is why the Great and Powerful Trixie wishes to get a library card.
Twilight gave Trixie a big toothy smile and said through her clenched jaw,
Of course, stay right there and I'll bring you back one.
She walked to the other side of the room and Spike followed her. As Twilight fumbled through her drawers under the window, Spike whispered to her,
You know, you don't have to give that faker anything. Just say the word and I'll send her packing.
Now, Spike,
Trixie actually appears to be making an... Twilight paused as she tried to find the right word for the situation. Attempt? So long as she's sincere about it, I should give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm just a little upset that I can't finish Horns and History of Magic and the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe. I wonder what this Edgar Allan Poe has written. Windingo? Ah, fuck it, that's a terrible joke. Very well then! The appearance of a new voice made Twilight jump in the air out of shock. The Great and Powerful Trixie will grant this to you, your friend. She gets impressive distance, said Trixie as she watched Twilight eventually come back down to terra firma. Don't scare me like that, Twilight scolded. The Great and Powerful Trixie has decided on her books from the group she had picked out. What? But I thought... Yes, Trixie has decided that she won't be needing these 2 books. Trixie's horn glowed its usual color, and the 2 books that Twilight mentioned had floated over. Trixie stared at the books, and then... Twilight. Derp again. Twilight stared at the books, and then at Trixie. Trixie, it's you over... Trixie cut her off, but still held her head up high. Now then, where's the library card that Trixie must sign? A few moments later, Trixie and Twilight exited the tray, with Trixie using her magic to carry her 2 checked-out books and her card. Trixie floated the cupcakes over to Twilight with her magic, but the books remained in the air. Twilight in turn floated 8 bits in the air and placed them inside the glass jar on Big Macintosh's cart. Trixie then placed her 2 books at the back of the cart and went up front to join Big Macintosh. As Big Macintosh and Trixie continued on their way to the next stop, he couldn't help but ask, "Did you make nice?" The Great and Powerful Trixie has made... progress. That was definitely the word she would use to describe what she had done in the tree. She wasn't going to be her new automatic best friend, but she wasn't on bad terms with her either. She'd gone in and followed Big Macintosh's advice, and it turned out okay. As they walked together, Trixie couldn't help but stare at the colt. From a distance, he certainly didn't look too bright, just another hick. But the truth of the matter was he, actually turned out to be quite intelligent. At least when it came to important matters like making peace and whatnot. Not that you would ever guess such a thing with a simple outlook on life, but maybe that was why he knew so much. He kept things simple. However, Trixie was so busy looking at Big Macintosh, she wasn't looking where she was going, and this is why she rather rudely bumped into another unicorn. She'd be lying if she said she didn't hurt her head. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Trixie paled. She knew this unicorn. She was white with a purple mane that was curled at the end. Her cutie mark was that of 3 diamonds. Out of all the ponies at her show that she humiliated when she first came into Ponyville, this pony had received the worst. I wonder who that could be. Trixie had turned the unicorn's mane into a giant green rat's nest. Yep, I think you can tell where this is going.
Yeah.
She doubted very much that the little experience had been forgotten. The unicorn finally opened her eyes after rubbing the spot on her head that she had bumped with Trixie. She instantly recognized her as well. She gritted her teeth with a look of absolute fury. She stood on 2 legs and angrily pointed her hoof at Trixie. You!
Uh-oh!
Oh boy.
Now, what the hell is this? What the hell is Omake? Or Omake. Whatever O-M-A-K-E is.
Hold on.
Somebody want to look this up so I can actually read it?
Just go on.
Let me look this up first, because I think this is like some kind of aside thing. Sorry, it's hit me to just find out what this shit means. Omaki means extra in Japanese. Okay, so this is extra. Oh, you're gonna love this. Rarity used her hooves to climb up Trixie's neck. Why, you little... Back and forth, Rarity strangled Trixie, shaking her in a very Homer Simpson-type manner. I'll teach you to turn my mane into a rat's nest! Trixie started to turn a brighter shade of blue. Eat-o! Swore Big Macintosh.
Wow.
Eat-o! Trixie's... Okay, Chapter 5. Trixie's ears flopped down, and she gave the unicorn her best squeeze smile. Hello. Rarity lunged itself at her, but Big Macintosh had intercepted, keeping the dressmaking unicorn at bay. Let me at her! Let me at her! Miss Rarity, calm down. She has to pay for what she did to my hair.
Your hair looks fine.
It's what she did to my hair when we first met that was unforgivable.
Big Macintosh made her step back a little and gave her a serious look. What did she do exactly?
She turned my hair into a little rat's nest, and if that wasn't bad enough, she made my hair green too. The worst hair color there could ever be. The worst possible thing.
That wasn't in there, I just felt like-
Where's the couch? Zoom. Boom.
Big Macintosh turned his gaze back towards Trixie. Is this true? Trixie shrank a little under his stare. She felt like a little filly who had just got her caught breaking the neighbor's... Okay, why am I reminded of the story arc I did for my blog, As the Shadows?
I don't know what you mean. Can you complete the sentence?
It says here, Trixie shrank a little under his stare. Like she felt like a little filly. Right there, I'm reminded of the story arc. Part of the story arc I'm doing for my Tumblr. You remember Trixie's Nightmare, where her former alter ego shrinks her down to the size of a filly?
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Continue.
Well, you see, Trixie was putting on a show, and
Big Macintosh sounded his hoof on the ground, making Trixie flinch. It's a simple question, yes or no?
Well, yes.
His stare changed back into a default look. Then it sounds like you owe her an apology.
Me? You want me, the great and powerful Trixie, to give an apology to this?
Yup.
But...
Big Macintosh stared at her again, and just like that, she gave in. She walked over to Rarity with her head hanging low.
The great and powerful Trixie is sorry for what she did to your hair, she said quietly.
Rarity looked down at Trixie and then at Big Macintosh with a look on her face which soundly said, "Is she serious?" Big Macintosh said nothing but nodded with a small smile.
Well, while I do appreciate your sincerity, I'm afraid a simple worded apology will not be enough to make amends for your actions. What? Trixie roared. The great and powerful Trixie actually gives you an apology, and you have the nerve to...
Big Macintosh put his hoof in front of Trixie, cutting her off. And exactly what would she have to do to make amends? Trixie's jaw dropped for yet another time that day. She was about to protest when Rarity also cut her off.
Well, I do need a live model to put the finishing touches on some dresses.
She'd be thrilled to. Oh.
Oh, ain't
this is
paying
just getting
back
good.
gonna be a bitch.
What?
This is gonna be good.
Oh, of all the shit she done to the girls.
Anyways. Okay, where was I?
Big Macintosh!
Trixie nearly shouted.
Could I talk to you for a moment over here?
Big Macintosh calmly walked over to her as if he hadn't done anything wrong at all.
Do you honestly expect me to just help her out as an apology to what Trixie did?
I'm hearing an echo.
Hey.
Sorry.
Do you honestly expect me to just help her out as an apology to what Trixie did to her?
Yup. Trixie said nothing but stared down at the ground intensely as if trying to figure something out. Finally, she looked up at him and said in a flat tone, "You're not going to let me come home until I've helped her, aren't you?" Nope.
Fine.
Oh, come on. I'm sure it won't be all that. You get to wear some pretty dresses, and you all look like looking nice, don't you? Trixie blushed.
Did you just flirt with me?
I complimented you. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Trixie was about to push the issue further when Rarity suddenly grabbed her and dragged her out back to the house.
Come along then. Those dresses aren't going to model themselves.
Trixie glared at Big Macintosh as she was dragged away, only to see him smiling back. "Have fun," he called. Trixie rolled her eyes.
Have fun, he says.
She grumbled. Still, she went willingly with Rarity to her house. Once inside, Trixie sighed and looked around, taking in the many dresses, mirrors, and sewing supplies. An impressive sight, she admitted to herself.
So what is it Trixie is supposed to do? Just stand there in front of the mirrors, Rarity explained.
She'd already set about the task of gathering up the dresses and the various ribbons, threads, and pearls she would be adding to them. Trixie frowned but complied and stood in front of the mirror. Rarity threw the first dress to her.
Put that on, would you?
Again, Trixie complied and put on the dress. It was a red silk gown trimmed with black lace and adorned with emeralds.
Trixie must admit, she said, this is a lovely gown.
Rarity smiled proudly as she began to stitch a bit of lace in place. Hey, that rhymes.
Of course, the great and powerful Trixie could have made it much better. Ow!
Trixie jumped and rubbed her flank with one hoof, glaring at Rarity. Rarity smiled innocently.
Oops, clumsy me.
Oh, she knows what she did. Rarity, you naughty, naughty girl.
That's creepy, bro.
Oh, no. I believe what Rarity's doing is really thoroughly paying her back for making her ugly.
Speaking of flank jokes, there's actually something else involving Trixie's flank later on in the story. I don't remember what it is, I just know it happens in one of the later chapters. Anyways, Trixie rolled her eyes but let Rarity continue.
I simply must ask, whatever happened to your hat and cape?
Trixie frowned. Sometimes she forgot just how much she missed her outfit.
Oh, I'm afraid they're gone now.
Trixie had her head hung down, but Rarity twisted herself to look at her face.
Gone? She asked aggressively. Gone!
Was Trixie's firm response. Rarity got the hint from Trixie's tone that it wasn't something she enjoyed talking, so Rarity moved on.
Okay, then this dress looks just about right. Let's move on to the next, shall we?
Rarity yanked off the dress from Trixie with surprising ease and placed a new one on her at impossible speeds. Trixie blinked a couple of times in confusion.
How did she do that?
Rarity brought out a new dress and quickly placed that one on Trixie. This one was blue, or to be more specific, Trixie blue. It was covered in diamonds with snow-white line patterns.
So, Big Macintosh, huh?
Queried Rarity.
What about him? Are you and him, together?
Trixie's... Oh, shit.
What?
Rarity just said,
Are you and him, together?
Ooh!
Anyways.
Continue!
Trixie's eyes widened at the implication that the unicorn was getting at. She started to blush, the most crimson red Rarity had ever seen. She couldn't help but giggle at the sight.
The Great and Powerful Trixie is great and powerful. The very idea of her having affectionate feelings for such a hayseed is...
Rarity cut her off.
So you're not together.
Rarity started to play with a playful smirk.
But you do like him.
Trixie's blush got bigger.
In that way.
Trixie bit her bottom lip and rolled her eyes in a nervous manner.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. The fact that you stopped speaking in the third person proves I'm right. Oh!
Yeah!
Oh,
Take
shit.
that! Well, not only that, she's to stop speaking in the third person. Do we really need to hear what she still is? She ain't great. She ain't powerful. She's just plain Trixie. The loudmouth. Please continue.
Trixie opened her mouth, but no words came out, so she decided to close it. Such was the price for being utterly speechless. Rarity took some measuring tape and ran it along the hem of the dress.
Can't say I quite blame you. Even the little children enjoy his company, especially on Nightmare Night when he gives them haunted hayrides. There, all done. You can take the dress off now.
The sound of a ringing bell. Why did I say singing bell?
Because you're a boss.
More
I'm a
like,
boss.
I bet it's an error.
The sound of a ringing bell alerted the unicorns that Rarity's boutique had had a new customer. But this customer was actually just a friend paying a visit. A shy Pegasus friend, to be exact. Her name was Fluttershy. She was a yellow pony with pink hair, and Trixie recognized her almost immediately.
Rarity, are you busy?
Oh my god, why is it I've suddenly gotten better at my Fluttershy?
Oh, don't worry.
Mr. Foo-Foo, please be quiet. Mr. Foo-Foo, please be quiet.
I can't believe she just decided to leave it in there. It just gave me the idea to just, spoof. Please continue.
Anyways,
Not at all, Fluttershy. We just finished,
said Rarity, taking the dress off of Trixie.
Wait a second. Trixie recognizes you.
And back to the third person. Fluttershy shrank a little under Trixie's gaze.
You do? Yes, you were in the audience on the day when Trixie pitted her powers against your friends.
Fluttershy shrunk even further.
I was? Yes, but you left before the show even began. I did?
She was practically squeaking now. Trixie was now standing over the poor, frightened Fluttershy. Hey, what are you gonna do with that to Fluttershy, you bitch?
I ought to just slap the shit out of you, Trixie.
Hey, I like Trixie now, you know?
Well, sometimes she does need to be taking down a notch. You understand,
Yes,
right?
we did. The Great and Powerful Trixie! Trixie stopped in mid-sentence. Fluttershy rather quickly dashed out of the store, leaving Trixie speechless for a second time that day. Wait, come back! Trixie ran to the store following Fluttershy's path. The Great and Powerful Trixie only wants to talk! Yeah, right.
That wasn't very talking. Please.
However, Trixie's path was obstructed again when she crashed into a different winged pony, one with a rainbow mane.
Yeah. This is gonna get interesting.
After rubbing her sore head, Trixie opened her eyes at the second part of her collision. She didn't like what she saw. This was another pony she had humiliated in her challenge against Ponyville, but that was the entire problem. Technically, Trixie hadn't really beaten her. She just humiliated her away. If memory served correctly, then her name was Rainbow Dash, and she doubted she would be any happier to see her than Rarity was.
Sorry about that. I was trying a new move and it still needs some work.
Rainbow Dash was very nonchalant about the crash, but the instant she opened her eyes and saw Trixie, you!
Second pony today.
Oh God.
Rainbow Dash glared furiously at her.
You and me got some unfinished business.
This
Uh-oh.
this is gonna get good. Slip.
Anyway,
Sit.
What?
A little GIF. Grab a chair. Slip open. Sit. Let's listen.
Alright then, Chapter 6.
We're gonna settle this right here and now.
Trixie did her best to remember Big Macintosh's words.
There's no need.
Trixie said with a strained voice.
The Great and Powerful Trixie is trying to put her past behind her and is sorry.
I'm with that woman. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to be interrupting. Please.
Rainbow Dash gave Trixie her weirded out face, and looked she usually kept in reserve for Pinkie Pie.
What's wrong with you?
Give Trixie a break! She stopped her hoof on the ground.
Trixie's still getting used to this apology thing.
Rainbow Dash literally got in Trixie's
Damn it!
Are you guys okay?
We're laughing our asses off at this.
Almost as much as we did with Pinkie Pie Learns a New Word.
I'm going to fuck you.
Oh God! What is freaking wrong?
We're just losing our minds. Let's hurry up before the inverted shadow just all of a sudden loses his mind and I'm losing focus on the goal of this thing. Just hurry. Let's continue. Let's finish the chapter.
Because even if you did, I wouldn't accept it. Oh yeah?
Trixie pushed back.
Yeah, there's only one way we can call this whole thing, and that's a stunt-off.
Oh boy.
What?
A stunt-off.
Trixie paused for a moment.
What's that?
She said, trying to keep a tough pony tone she just recently acquired. Rainbow Dash stopped making Trixie almost lose her step.
That's where we have a competition to see who can pull off the more amazing stunt. My wings versus your great and powerful magic.
Ooh.
You both try to one-up the last stunt the other did. The first one to fail to do so loses.
There was a part of Trixie that told her that she should just walk away and find Big Macintosh. However, Trixie was a show pony who enjoyed having her ego inflated. And nothing inflicted. Oh, we had to do it twice. Nothing inflated her ego like showing some pony that she was better than them. Oh, here we go. Trixie gave her the same cocky smile she used to wear before her first visit to Ponyville. You're on! Pinkie Pie bounced up to the door of Fluttershy's cottage and knocked 3 times. When she got no answer, she peered in through the window. At first it looked like no pony was home, but then she saw a pair of eyes peeking out from the shadows underneath her bed.
Fluttershy, it's me, Pinky. I'm going to fuck you.
Oh God, this again?
No,
Oh my
I just said
God.
it for the lols.
No, really? Did you have to do that again?
Yes.
I'm.
After a short wait, Fluttershy creaked open the door to peek her face out.
Oh, it is you. Why are you hiding, silly? You gotta get to town right away. Why? What's going on? Rainbow Dash was having some kind of show with this blue unicorn.
Fluttershy's ears flopped down.
The blue one?
She said in a quiet voice.
Yeah, so I rushed over here because you gotta see it. You just gotta.
Fluttershy shrinkled.
I don't know. I heard she was pretty mean. Well, silly, she's going to be too busy having a show now to do anything mean to you.
She poked her head out of the door a little bit more, but still looked at you.
Oh, well, come on, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be amazing.
Pinkie Pie's beaming smile made Fluttershy a little more bold. Her door was fully open, and Fluttershy now had a small smile on her.
Well, I suppose, maybe. Great! I knew you'd say yes, but we gotta hurry, but they've already started.
Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy arrived in the town square and joined on the other ponies in the audience, who were seated between two parallel stages. On one stage was Rainbow Dash, and on the other, Trixie. They'd already started, but it was Rainbow Dash's turn now. She started off by climbing into an impressive height, and then performed her fantastic Philly Flash, which is basically a nosedive upon the audience. Coming up right at the last second, she made a sharp turn in midair and did a super speed strut across her own stage. When she finally stopped, she gave Trixie a cocky smile.
Let's see you top that, Miss Magic Pants.
Ooh.
'Tis but a trifle for the great and powerful Trixie.
Trixie's horn lit up its usual color and spread a wave of magic over the audience that was Trixie's specific shade of blue with some tiny sparkles inside, which would remind everyone of Trixie's hair. The ponies basked in this wave and on wondered.
If that's the best you've got, then this will be over sooner than I thought.
Boasted Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash sat on some goggles and started to swirl around the wave of magic Trixie had created. Faster and faster she went until she created an actual tornado that sucked up Trixie's wave of magic, turning it into a spiraling blue magic tornado.
You poor little fool. Trixie's only just starting.
A beam shot out from Trixie's horn from hitting the tornado. The tail of the tornado shot up inside, turning itself inside out, resulting in a firework-like explosion which took the shape of Trixie's face as it rained down upon the audience.
Alright, time to bring out the trump card. The Sonic Rain Boom!
Oh, shit's gonna hit the fan right now.
Oh shit!
You don't fuck with the rain boom. She shot up into the sky to get to the appropriate height. She remembered a time when she struggled trying to do just one Sonic Rain Boom, but ever since the performance at Cloudsdale, it came to her as easy as breathing. She did another nosedive towards the audience, hurling at even greater speeds than before. A few feet above the audience, she made a sharp turn upwards, breaking the sound barrier, causing a ripple with every color in the rainbow. Rainbow Dash had an actual rainbow streaming behind her. Using this to her advantage, she created an arc over the audience, but she wasn't done yet. She still had a lot of momentum, which she used to swirl around the area, creating a rainbow dome around the two stages in the audience. Trixie, meanwhile, had her jaw drop during the entire performance. She'd always thought the Sonic Rain Boom was just an old mare's tail. Yet this Pegasus pony had not only managed to pull it off without breaking a sweat, but she also dropped a flare that Trixie was sure she could top. As soon as the ponies were done admiring the dome, they turned their attention back to Trixie, waiting patiently for the next surprisingly amazing trick. Her ears flopped down nervously. For once, Trixie wasn't sure if she could possibly come on top on a show-off. Adore you! You can't top Sonic Rain Boom, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know what to do, but she couldn't lose face. She shut her eyes tight, focusing on the lingering rainbow dome, trying to coat it with her magic. She tried to shape it into something, anything, but if it felt different from the small little rainbow she made last time, almost like it was denser somehow. Trixie fell off the stage from the backlash she received from the rainbow. She winced as she stood up and opened her eyes to see the audience walking away from her. The show was over, and she had lost.
Ow.
She picked herself up and dusted herself down, resisting her urge to have a small cry. Humiliated again, it was bad enough when Trixie's Twilight Sparkle showed her, but this time, her opponent didn't have magic. Just when she thought her life had kicked to the bottom, it hands her a shovel.
Oh yeah, I am the Boastbuster!
Cheered Rainbow Dash above fixed. Trixie said nothing but continued her sad walk. When she didn't give a response, Rainbow Dash landed next to her and started to walk next to her. ain't so great and powerful now, are you? No, Trixie finally said. Rainbow Dash stopped to scratch her head in confusion. Something wasn't adding up. Trixie still had her head hung low. To Rainbow Dash, it looked like she was kicking herself, and in all honesty, that bugged her. Well, sighed Rainbow Dash, aren't you going to start boasting about how you'll give me next time? What do you want from me? Trixie snapped back. You won, okay? Her sudden temper seemed to quickly die down. There's nothing that Trixie can do that can top a fabled sonic ring boom. Well, yeah, but don't be sad about it. Trixie tried her best to hide a sniffle. Then what do you mean? Come with me! Without warning, Rainbow Dash picked Trixie up and shot into the air. Now that she enjoyed it, but her voice literally spoke volumes. Thankfully, Rainbow Dash slowed down, but still stayed in the air holding Trixie. Look at them! The blue Pegasus was now hovering over the former audience. They still appeared to be chatting rather excitedly with one another about the show between Rainbow Dash and Trixie. They're still talking about it! Trixie again said nothing as she took this in. And they're going to keep talking about it. And you know why? Because we put on one hell of a show. Rainbow Dash glided down and let go of Trixie. So you didn't win. Big deal. Point is you put on an awesome performance. You know, not every pony can keep up with my stunts. Maybe there's a chance you are great and powerful. Trixie smiled slightly. You really mean that? Yeah, just don't let it go to your head. But that's why you shouldn't be down either. Because I know the next time we can clash, it'll be even more awesome. Thank you. A cocky smirk was Rainbow Dash's reaction to Trixie's quiet compliment. Hey, don't go all Fluttershy on me now. It doesn't suit you. Ooh.
Okay.
Trixie's smile got a little bigger. Very well, but you should know that everything Trixie did in our performance, she learned on her way through ability alone. But now, she's going to be reading up on spells so she can become even more amazing. And I guess the next time we'll butt heads, Trixie will have a few more tricks. Trixie's smile was now Trixie's smile was now mirroring Rainbow Dash's. You can count on it. Rainbow Dash spat in her hoof and held it out. Until next time. Trixie also spat in her hoof and clopped it with Rainbow Dash.
Oh. Oh.
Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me.
You should know that the Great and Powerful Trixie doesn't plan on losing twice.
Rainbow Dash actually seemed to enjoy hearing this from Trixie. Bring it on! They waved each other goodbye as they went their separate ways. Maybe there is something to this love intolerant stuff, Trixie mused to herself. She was all set to head back to the farm and tell Big Macintosh about the new friend/rival she had made when she spotted that yellow Pegasus again directly in her path. You! She seemed to cower and give a soft whimper before dashing off. Trixie chased after her, but it was starting to get very old very fast. Oh, come on! It's not like Trixie's going to hurt you or anything. I just want to talk! Chase didn't stop, but it did lead them to a small cottage on the outskirts of some kind of wild forest. Is it possible we could do one more chapter tonight? Because I just remembered something that happens that you might actually want to hear.
Well, all right then. That way there'll be less tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be the last 3 tomorrow.
Yeah. I do need a bathroom break, so hold on for just a minute.
Alright, I'll just wait around.
Quack.
Back.
Back?
No, I'm back.
Alright, we ready to get this done?
Yeah.
Alright, last chapter for tonight, chapter 7. Fluttershy was moving quite quickly, but Trixie was following hot on her trail. Fluttershy ran inside her cottage, closing the door behind her, and on Trixie's nose. Ow! Trixie rubbed her nose, tingling for the second time of the day.
What is it with the ponies in this village and slamming the door in Trixie's face?
Seriously, it's as though they have something against my nose. You think? Trixie knocked on the door rather impatiently. Trixie knows you're in there! Suddenly something hit her in the head without warning. She rubbed her now sore spot and identified a mysterious projectile. A pine cone? But it wasn't the only one she was going to run into today. 3 more hit her head. She winced and looked to the direction they came in. What she saw was a very peculiar sight. A small little bunny hopping furiously towards her and carrying pine cone. Oh, shit. You dare to clonk. Miss Rabbit had thrown another pine cone at her. You dare... Quit it! Probably even Trixie would have a problem with attacking a small, cute little bunny, but this one was self-defense, and those pine cones really hurt. Her horn lit up and tossed little balls of light at the aggressive rabbit. He dodged most of them, but when he tossed his last little pine cone, it hit one of Trixie's balls of light, causing a huge flash which threw both fighters onto their backs. For a moment, neither of the two moved, not even bothering to bring down their arms from over their heads. Then finally, the silence was broken. "We'll call it a draw," declared Trixie. The sound of a door opening made her ear wiggle. She craned her head up to see Fluttershy peek her head out of the crack of the door curiously. When she saw her pet bunny Angel and the unicorn that was chasing her on the ground, she panicked. Trixie sat up as the Pegasus ran over to them. "Is this your rabbit?" Fluttershy helped Trixie and the rabbit to their feet. "Are the two of you okay?" Concern in her voice obvious. "Excuse me." "No thanks to this hooligan rabbit," snapped Trixie. "Oh, I'm awfully sorry, but he can be very protective of me, so when he saw you chasing after me, he must have thought you were trying to hurt me." Seriously, why is my Fluttershy voice getting so much more better?
Maybe because of the practice.
I'm sure. Oh my god, David Sparrow, what the fuck do you want?
Tell him to leave you the hell alone.
Alright. But pine cones? Why pine cones? Trixie doesn't understand. Fluttershy knelt down so she could look at Angel face to face. "Now, Angel, I understand you were only trying to protect me, but Trixie wasn't trying to hurt me." Fluttershy trailed off and shrank a little as she looked at Trixie. "Were you?" "Of course not! I just wanted to know why you didn't stick around the first time I came to Ponyville." "Oh," was Fluttershy's only response to Trixie before turning her attention back to Angel. "Angel, those pine cones could have really hurt her. I know you can act better than that. Don't you think you owe her an apology?" Angel actually looked at her with surprise before crossing his little bunny arms and turning his back to her. "I want my Sunday salad!" Fluttershy sighed. She loved Angel, but sometimes he could act so spoiled. "Now, Angel, you apologize right now, or, no extra carrots for dinner." Angel turned to her with the shocked look a child usually has when her mother chews her son for a misunderstanding when he has only tried to help. It came to us a shock to both ponies as the rabbit ran off right into the wild forest, after which Fluttershy promptly chased after her with a look of panic on her face. Trixie sighed. "A smart pony would just leave her to tackle her own problems and just go back to the farm." Trixie paused for a moment and then started to follow Fluttershy. "Too bad I'm not a smart pony." "Oh." Mm-hmm. What's my face? Oh. And this place is called the Everfree Forest? Trixie was walking beside Fluttershy, who had surely accepted her help. "Yes, this place is wild. The animals fend for themselves, plants grow without care, and the clouds move all by themselves." Creepy. "That's why no pony should try going in here alone, which is why, her voice got even quieter at that specific. "Thank you for coming with me." "Oh, well, yes, I've been staying at Big Macintosh's farm. You mean with Applejack?" "I guess, but to be honest, it feels a little more like Trixie staying with just Big Macintosh. I mean, Trixie gets along with the family just fine, save for Applejack, but it was Big Macintosh's invitation, and..." "You're grateful," Fluttershy said quietly but clearly. "Well, yes, but you see, Trixie's life hasn't exactly been all that great since she left Ponyville. In fact, I'd say I hit rock bottom. Then Big Macintosh found me. He offered me a home to stay in, and Trixie couldn't help but admire the warm life he shared with his family. So Trixie is hoping to start over for a better life. Big Macintosh says the best way to do that is to keep love and tolerance in my heart." Fluttershy opened her mouth to say something else, but the sound of a twig breaking just made her give out a high-pitched squeak and quickly hid behind Fluttershy. "Wait. Huh?"
What?
What?
Now
Can you
this
read that
whole thing-
again?
Fluttershy opened her mouth to say something else, but the sound of a twig breaking just made her give it a high-pitched squeak and quickly hid behind Fluttershy. "What?"
Mistype much?
Flutterception.
Yes.
A rustling in the bushes rationalized Fluttershy's fears somewhat. However, from out of the bushes came the little white rabbit Angel. With a look of terror on his face, he ran past Trixie and hid behind her. This was starting to annoy Trixie. She had a rabbit hiding behind Fluttershy, who was hiding behind her. "That's enough!" she snapped. "The Great and Powerful Trixie is not some kind of shield." "Well, obviously you are."
Well, you're good cannon fodder.
Meat shield!
Meat shield, Hero shield, activate! Human body shield!
Trixie got up from behind her. Boom! Fluttershy, Angel, and Trixie felt themselves jolt upwards from the source of something heavy hitting the ground. Even in midair, they didn't move. Boom! Another tremor shook them off the ground. The sound was louder this time. Boom! Whatever was causing these tremors was getting closer. Then finally it emerged from the trees. The monster that haunted Trixie's nightmares. The beast that put an end to her old life. It was the dreaded Ursa Minor.
Holy fuck!
He reeled his head back and let out a mighty roar. Trixie ran off like a shot, screaming her head off, while Fluttershy actually stopped to pick up Angel before flying in the same direction as Trixie. Still holding a crying Aunt Angel, Fluttershy caught with Trixie flying alongside her.
What kind of animal is that?
Haven't you ever seen an Ursa before? Trixie snapped her shield over some branches. Fluttershy held Angel tighter as she craned to look back at the bear that was still chasing them.
That's an Ursa Major?
Trixie quickly took a sharp turn into the bowl of a dead tree where Fluttershy quickly followed. Trixie silently held up her hoof, signaling Fluttershy to be quiet. The sound of the Ursa running by was the only noise.
Was that really an Ursa Major? I didn't think they were that big,
whispered Fluttershy. That? Trixie scoffed.
Oh, that wasn't an Ursa Major. Get this, that was its baby, an Ursa Minor.
Angel whimpered as they cuddled deeper into Fluttershy's grasp. Fluttershy rocked the rabbit back and forth like a newborn, but still gave Trixie a concerned look.
But if that's just a baby, then why does he want to kill us?
He's a monster! Trixie snapped. He doesn't need an excuse to be mean. Trixie must have spoken too loudly, because the tree they were hiding in was swiped away by a giant blue Ursa claw.
They're done. Stick a fork in them, they're done.
Wait. Trixie said in terror as she stared up at the giant cub. She tried to move. She tried to run away, but it was no good. She was frozen in place.
Trixie?
The sternness of Fluttershy's voice urged her Trixie's attention. Keep in mind, she was still scared stiff, but her pupils had gone over to Fluttershy's direction. Silliness in her gaze spoke volumes.
Hold my rabbit.
What?
Fluttershy handed her Angel, who hadn't stopped making scared rabbit noises, and took off into the air. Trixie, meanwhile, was rocking Angel back and forth, trying to calm both herself and him.
It'll be alright, little bunny. Everything will be okay, provided we live.
Mm-hmm. The Ursa snapped at Fluttershy, but she managed to dodge its snapping teeth as she flew over him. What?
Continue, please.
Without warning, she started hurtling down towards its back with her hooves pointed down. Fluttershy landed on the Ursa's back, who seemed to pause for a moment before opening his mouth and letting out a short but loud burp.
What?
Wait. After that, his attitude seemed to do a complete 180. He even pulled Fluttershy off him, in for a hug, and started to lick her face affectionately. Trixie's jaw dropped.
I don't understand. What did you do to him? Why is he trying to eat you?
Oh, here's the kicker. Fluttershy delicately pulled herself out of the Ursa's grasp and started to scratch it behind his ear.
Oh, he was just feeling a little irritable because he had a little gas, that's all.
Oh my
A burp? That was all that behemoth needed? He just needed to be burped? He nearly killed us over a burp! Well, he is still just a baby, you know. He can't help it if he feels fussy.
Trixie gritted her teeth.
I didn't hear that last part. After Trixie.
What?
I didn't hear him.
He is still just a baby, you know. He can't help it if he feels fussy.
There we go.
Trixie gritted her teeth. Steam erupted out of her ears. She looked like she was about to blow her top, but suddenly, she let it all go. Trixie sighed deeply.
I give up.
Trixie unwittingly planted her key. Oh.
What? Wait. Can you rewind a bit? What did you say?
Trixie unwittingly planted her keister.
On what?
I'll give you 5 guesses as to what she just accidentally sat on, but you only need 1.
A thorn?
Nope. She planted her keister on a small blue flower known to the Ponyvillians as Poison Joke.
Oh! Oh dear God!
It's not worth the effort. She hung her head sadly for the second time. Oh my God, she's set on Poison Joke. She doesn't even know it. She doesn't have a fucking clue. Oh, the live stream chat's just eating it up.
Oh Lord,
God.
I'm just going to have to accept that there's just yet another pony who's better than me in this town.
Fluttershy cocked her head to the side and then flew down to Trixie.
What do you mean? I'm not any better than any pony else.
This earned Fluttershy an annoyed look from the unicorn.
Oh, come on. You just managed to calm that big fella all by yourself. And without magic, I might add. Oh, no. I was just helping the poor little darling. I'm sure you have much more accomplished. That's not how I see it, Trixie frowned. Every time I come across that blue monster, somebody else always does what it takes. Somebody else always does what it takes to soothe him. Maybe I'm not so great and powerful.
Fluttershy flew down to the crestfallen show pony, placing her hooves on her shoulders. Oh, what the fuck? Kaboom! 1, 2, 3, 4. Kaboom! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Says, did the poison joke go up her ass, or did she just? Yes, she just.
She just sat on it. Okay, it's not that kind of fanfic, for God's sake.
Oh, come on, Brandon. Really?
I hope it went up
Wrong
her
with you
plot.
people? This is a normal freaking.
It's a normal fanfic, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Brandon is saying, I hope it went up her plot.
And I hope something harder than a poison joke goes up your ass, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, finally he admits what we all know. Brandon admits he's fucking terrible.
So, what are you gonna do?
Anyways, where was I?
What the hell? Hold
I might
on.
not have stood with our little big friend, but I did enjoy your show. You had me on the edge of my seat. I didn't know what you were going to do next. Your show was amazing.
Trixie's frown had now turned into a small smile.
You really mean that? Yes, and the reason I didn't stay for your show the first time because you just seem so mean. And my special talent is with animals.
Obviously, Trixie rolled her eyes.
And after what you did to Applejack, I knew you might do something mean to my little animal friends. So I left.
She said timidly. Trixie's ears folded back sadly. She never thought of her boasting would actually scare some pony away.
But after tonight, I think you might actually be starting to turn into a better pony. I saw you were trying to calm Angel down. No pony who was as mean as I thought would ever try to do such a thing.
She craned her neck back down to her pet rabbit, nudging him a little with her nose.
Isn't that right, Angel?
Angel rolled his eyes and pouted, but tapped Trixie on the hoof 3 times supportingly. Trixie couldn't help but smile at the kindness that was being shown to her. The ponies in this village were really starting to grow on her. Trixie rode on the back of Big Macintosh's wagon, reading one of her new checkout books on her way back to the farm. The clear night sky, accompanied by the sound of crickets chirping, made it a peaceful night for reading. So did you have a good time in Ponyville? Asked Big Macintosh.
Surprisingly, yes. Trixie actually did enjoy herself quite a bit today. This town certainly does have some unique ponies.
So y'all made some good friends today? Asked Big Macintosh, feeling a little happier.
The Great and Powerful Trixie isn't sure she would call them friends exactly, but she did find some surprisingly tolerable ponies.
A deep sigh escaped from Big Macintosh. I guess it's a start. Okay, we're not going to find out what effect the poison joke had on her until Chapter 8, the next chapter. But before I go on and finish this chapter, does anybody want to take a guess as to what effect the joke had on her?
I bet it neutralizes her magic.
No,
Like,
it probably makes her stop talking in third person.
What?
I mean, she
Well-
always talks in that, right?
Well, yeah. What would you say, Shadow? You read it before.
I know exactly what happens, but I am not going to spoil it until... Actually, you know what? I actually forgot what happened. Seriously.
Good job.
Oh, great. Well, anyways.
Trixie woke up the next morning with a yawn. The fact that she had managed to get up without Big Macintosh's help suggested that she was getting accustomed to farm life. She threw off her covers, But as soon as she saw her lower half, she let out a high-pitched scream with it echoed across the farm.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
what?
Maki. You'll see in Chapter 8, don't you be trying anything on me. And now the Omaki.
Uh-huh.
See? Even our new friend thinks you're changing for the better, being Fluttershy.
Trixie stared out with lowered eyelids as the Ursa Minor licked the left side of her head, covering her hair in his saliva.
I hate my life.
And that's Chapter 7.
Okay. Oh, Zach the Brony was suggesting, did it change your tail? We will find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we last left off, Fluttershy actually ended up calming down the dreaded Ursa Minor, and Trixie ended up unwittingly and accidentally plopping her butt down on a crop of poison joke. So,
I wonder what the
everybody,
effects
including myself, is probably wondering what the effect's going to be, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. Everybody's listening now?
You got my attention, and
Gonzo, you listening?
yes, you got my attention. And if everybody would stay silent, the Inverted Shadow has the floor.
Gotcha.
Very well then. Continuing, this is the last 3 chapters of Trixie's New Big Red Life by Captain Brony. Starting with Chapter 8, here we go. To say that Trixie was in a bad mood would be an understatement. She had never been more annoyed or more aggravated in her entire life. When she woke up this morning, she had a very embarrassing surprise waiting for her. She wasn't sure how it happened, but certainly couldn't let the Apple family see her like this, especially Big Macintosh. Apple Bloom would most likely never stop laughing. She doubted Applejack would ever let her live it down. She didn't want to think about Big Macintosh's reaction, and Granny Smith would... Well, actually, she hadn't had a lot of interaction with Granny Smith, not while she was awake anyways. Thankfully, she was able to sneak out of the property without any of them seeing her... without any of them seeing her in her new condition. However, every pony in town was able to see her plain as day. There was nothing she could do about it except suck it up and try to get to Twilight's library PD... What?
What?
The house... It says here, try to get to Twilight's library PDQ.
PDQ. I guess it would be as more. It's probably like trying to get to the library fast as possible.
Okay. Anyways, she had to walk past all the ponies who snickered or were awestruck by her appearance, but she finally came upon Twilight's home. She heaved a heavy sigh and knocked on the door. To her dismay, Twilight Sparkle wasn't the one who answered the door. It was her assistant, Spike. Oh god, here it comes. Here it comes. It's coming, people. The effect of the poison joke is going to become evident soon.
On with it, man!
One look at Trixie and Spike was already biting his lower lip trying to fight back the laughter, but soon enough he was rolling on the floor laughing uncontrollably. Oh god. This was due to the fact that from her flank down, Trixie's backside had become enlarged and in disproportion from the rest of her...
Bob! What? Wait, you mean Trixie's... Say it again! And try to hold your...
This was due to the fact that from her flank down, Trixie's backside had become enlarged and disproportionate to the rest of her body.
She's got a big ass!
So
Oh my!
so in layman's terms,
She got a fat ass!
So in layman's terms, Trixie has just received a lot more junk in the trunk.
Oh
Interesting.
god.
Interesting.
Oh my god. Shall I continue before we all die of laughter?
Please.
It isn't funny!
Roared Trixie. Oh, I'm sorry, Trixie. Did you say something? I was too distracted by her backside to hear anything.
Big plot!
Yes.
Go on.
Just get Twilight out here, demanded Trixie. Spike managed to calm himself down and get up off the floor while wiping away a tear from all the laughter. Okay, I'll go get her. Come outside and make yourself at home. Trixie tried to get into the doorway, but her flank got stuck. Why does that not surprise me?
So that's a big flank!
Imagine that. Trixie with an ass so big she can't even get through the damn door.
Ooh, Sir Mix-a-Lot will have a ton of fun with that.
What?
Sir
That
Mix-a-Lot.
has sparked me to draw that.
I know who Sir Mix-a-Lot is.
That fat ass.
He might get a double bounce on it with a quarter.
I like big butts and I can't lie. You other fellas can't deny. And when the mayor walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a big fountain in your face, you get sprung!
Please, go on.
Hold on.
Okay,
Let it be note that I'm actually gonna draw this.
Yes.
Give Trixie a big flank.
The great and powerful flank.
Okay,
Yes.
continue on with the fanfic,
Great,
please.
powerful, fat ass.
Come on, let's.
The real question is, would it be bigger than Princess Molestia's?
Maybe if it can't go through the door.
Anyways. Spike covered his mouth, both hands, to keep himself from laughing. Should I go get the butter? Oh my goodness. Just get Sparkle over here! But such an action proved unnecessary as Twilight arrived all by herself. What's with all the noise over here? I was busy reading my book about
As she stares at his huge ass, going,
Please, stop it!
Anyways, the sight of Trixie having her rump stuck in the doorway cut Twilight off mid-sentence. Oh my goodness, Trixie. Oh my goodness, Trixie, what happened? That's what Trixie would like to know. Snarled Trixie. I went to bed having nothing but sweet dreams and soft pillows, and when I woke up, I looked like this. Thankfully, Trixie was able to sneak out of Sweet Apple Acres without being seen by Big Mac. I mean, any pony. Oh, I see what you did there. You all see what you did there?
I see what you did there.
I see what happened there.
I see it.
I've seen about everything, and I think I know what I see. Damn
I
it.
smell some bullshit.
I've seen way too much things to know where this is probably going.
Let's go on.
That's some outrageous.
I can't very well diagnose. I can't very well diagnose what's wrong with you in my doorway now, can I? Come on in and we'll take a look at you. Once again, Trixie tried to move, but the doorway wouldn't let her budge. Want me to go get the butter now? Spike giggled. Just help me! Snapped Trixie. Spike slipped underneath her and started to push her in from the... Oh my goodness.
Oh, don't tell me. Is Spike gonna get swallowed up by the big plot?
I was gonna say,
No.
no, Spike, don't do it. You'll get lost in there.
No, he's not that... I'm sorry, he's not that lucky.
Oh, okay. Let's go on.
Aww.
It took a moment longer than either expected, but eventually she popped out of the doorway and right onto the floor. Told you we should have gotten the butter.
The only scary part of this is that I can just imagine that it's just a wave that goes on for a bit of time before Spike starts speaking again.
Trixie said nothing but glared at the baby dragon as Twilight came back with a magnifying glass. Why? Whoa, what's the matter, Twilight? You really want to get a bigger look at Trixie's big flank? Really?
Apparently it's
Let
not
me
big
take a
enough for
look
her.
at that fat ass.
Apparently it's not big enough.
Alright, now hold still. Twilight brought the magnifying glass over to where Trixie's lower half just started to expand, and smiled. Oh, you're in luck, Trixie. I know exactly what happened to you. Trixie raised an eyebrow at her. Genuinely. Wow, really? Yes, me and my friends all had what you had a while back. Me and my friends all had what you had a while back. You all had swollen bottoms?
No.
No, but that's actually a really very sexy image I'm imagining.
Well, tell him what it really is, Twilight Sparkle.
No. See, you've come in contact with a plant called Poison Joke. Instead of leaving a rash, it affects your body physically as if it were playing a joke on you. A joke? Well, the Great and Powerful Trixie isn't laughing. I am, chuckled Spike. Both unicorns stared at Spike, silencing him. Trixie stood up, albeit awkwardly, and asked, well, how do I get rid of it? A bubble bath with the right ingredients is all you need, and lucky for you, the spa runs a special on it. Really? Are you serious? Yes, I should know. It's how my friends and I got rid of our poison joke symptoms. What happened to you? Twilight blushed a little at the memory. Oh, well, my horn became kind of useless. She was Twilight and Flopple, laughed Spike.
God, that slaps me on the knee.
Okay, let's go
Twilight
on.
glared at the baby dragon, who shrunk slightly. What? I had to think of a nickname there. Hang on a second. Anyways, Twilight said with one final glare at her assistant, all we need to do is get you down there to the spa, and you'll be back to normal before you know it. Trixie's smile got a little bigger. Mean it? I promise. I'll even pay for you. Let's go. Trixie followed Twilight out of the door, or at least she tried to, because her flank got stuck once again.
Oh God.
Get the butter!
What?
Yeah, please get the butter this time.
Hang on, I'm getting to it. Spike slapped his hands over his mouth in an attempt to keep himself from laughing hysterically. Now do you want me to get enough of the butter? Trixie shouted.
I know one person who would probably love this situation right now.
After a few efforts, they finally got her out of the doorway, but that didn't stop ponies from whispering behind Trixie's back. Some weren't even that good at keeping their comments to themselves. Oh my goodness.
Do it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
What is it?
What?
Two particular ponies had taken even more notice of the unicorn's looks. Their names were Lyra and Bonbon. Oh my god. Oh, hang on. Look, it's what they say. What do they say? They say this. Oh my clop, Bonbon, look at her flank. It is so big.
I know where this is going!
I like big butts, I cannot lie. You other fellas can't deny. Then when a man walks in with an itty bitty waist and a
Please
big
go,
girl
please,
in your face, you
continue.
Run!
Continue.
I can't believe that.
Just keep going.
Trying. Shut up! Trixie snapped. However, deep down, Trixie knew she really couldn't blame them. Her new appearance had also given her an awkward walk. She had to swing her hind legs in order to move them forward. Oh my god. She tried her best not to think about how ridiculous she must have looked. How much farther, Twilight Sparkle? Asked Trixie. It won't be long now, and you can just call me Twilight. All my friends do. Trixie wobbled a little faster to look Twilight in the face, which to the outside looking and actually appeared very comical. Are you saying you consider me a friend? I see no reason why not, she replied. Why? Was all Trixie could get out without falling down under her new pace. You're trying to become a better pony, Trixie, and I can't help but admire that, and I'd like to consider myself one of your friends. Twilight stopped suddenly, and Trixie's luck ran out, making her crash. Trixie stared up at the unusual expression Twilight had on her face. You do want to be friends, right? Twilight's face was so filled with concern on whether or not she was valued as a friend, Trixie knew that if she had said no, it would hurt her feelings. But most surprising to her was that Trixie discovered, she actually cared about that. However, her pride was a stubborn thing, so instead she nodded silently at her. Out with it! God damn it! I know I like you now, Trixie, but seriously. Yeah. Twilight must have liked this answer because soon she held her up. What in the hey? Trixie froze. That voice from behind sounded like Applejack. Oh, shit.
Shit.
She slowly craned her neck around to see the blonde earth pony staring at her flank with her mouth ajar. Then she started rolling on the floor, laughing uncontrollably. Oh, she is ruffling like a bitch now.
Oh my gosh.
Trixie sighed.
This day is going to get worse before it gets any better, isn't it?
Most likely, added Spike.
I was talking to myself! Snapped Trixie.
Well?
You can talk to yourself all you want. That isn't going to make you look any better, Spike replied. Applejack finally stopped laughing and managed to walk over to them with just a giggle. And to think Big Macintosh was worried about you being missing. Then again, if my flank looked like yours, I'd hightail it too. Ooh!
Ooh, snap!
Say that again. Say that again, I missed it.
And to think Big Macintosh was all worried about you being missing. Then again, if my flank looked like yours, I'd hightail it too.
Oh.
Yup.
Trixie, you just got
A small blush crossed Trixie's face.
He was worried?
Well, of course. You left without one word to us. Spike suddenly started lurching forward until finally he broke out a small green flame which turned into a scroll. What the buck? Asked Trixie. Wow, she actually said that. That's surprising.
That there's a letter from Princess Celestia herself, explained Applejack. Oh, right. Trixie keeps forgetting Twilight is a student of the princess. Spike looked up to Twilight, who was busy reading it. What's it say? Twilight smiled and rolled up the scroll. Just some homework. She wants me to try out some transformation spells and then tell her how well I did with them. Homework? Queried Applejack. Well, yes, I am her student after all. What? Did you think I was only supposed to learn about friendship and ignore all my other studies? You seriously thought that, didn't you? Accused Twilight. Yes, I did, Applejack shamefully replied. Well, in any case, I need to take care of this right away. Did you think you could take Trixie to the spa to get rid of her poisoned yolk symptom? Is that what happened to her? Figures. But why in the hay do I have to take her to the spa? I mean, I'd have to cut right through the town Applejack cut herself off when an idea hit her mind, which slowly made a mischievous smile start to cross her face.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes. This cannot end well.
In the words of Pinkie Pie, yeah, I see where this is going.
Sure thing, Twilight. I'll get it over there faster than you can say Appleseed.
Wait, did she really laugh?
No, I just threw that in for dramatic effect.
Okay.
Twilight seemed oblivious to Applejack's hidden intentions and beamed happily. I knew I could count on you. Come along, Spike. There's a lot of homework to do. As Twilight left with Spike, Trixie shrugged slightly under Applejack's almost evil smile. The great and powerful Trixie doesn't like how you're smiling at her. Don't worry about it, Trixie. I'll lead you to the spa. Just be sure to follow me. Oh, shit's gonna get real fast, I'll tell you that much.
Shit gonna be getting, fuck, I don't know.
Trixie did as Applejack said, and it was everything she expected. Ponies pointed, they laughed, they called her names, but for some reason Applejack wasn't smiling as much as either of them thought she would. Finally, they came across a cattery called Sugar Cube Corner.
Oh, she's gonna go show Pinky. Wow.
This isn't the spot, is it? Trixie asked.
Hold on a second. Quick pause.
What?
What?
Because I just had that thing, like, if Pinkie Pie were to be that psychotic butcher that she is, I would say she would have a lot to probably last her a year or so with Trixie.
You guys talk it out. I need a bathroom.
What the heck?
Nice picture for tonight.
Gonzo, what happened?
He needs to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
Yep.
I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm still working on the script, Invert. But I need some time with you to actually work on a little bit on the what would they call it? Psychological profile on your characters. So I can actually get into the zone when I actually write the characters, write their emotions and whatnot into this. Then it'd be a little more official script. And it'll sound. It basically would say, "Hey, yeah, you actually would say something like that without anybody arguing about." You know,
Yeah.
oh, that sounds like so off character. I don't know. Yeah, I still get a kick that you got a kick out of it because like, oh yeah, that would be something he would do. You know, towards the end, he would actually would turn it down. He won't, basically use this to protect everyone he cared about, and pretty much let it go after that because it was like, well, whatever comes towards our way, we'll deal with it the way we should.
Excuse me.
Gonzo.
Welcome back, Gonzo.
Come back.
Yeah, instead of just, something odd, I just had to go and take a leak.
Alright, are we ready now to continue?
Yes, continue. I can't wait to hear the rest.
Applejack went inside where she found Pinkie Pie sitting at the counter, who waved her happily. Hi, Applejack. The cake shop visiting Nurse Redheart. Sorry. The cake shop visiting Nurse Redheart to see if Mrs. Cake is pregnant or not, so I'm running Sugar Cube Corner all by myself. So wait, this actually takes place before Baby Cakes? Are you serious?
What?
Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not all that bad.
Here's the irony. This was published in, like, October of last year, so...
Yeah.
Damn, this author is psychic. Anyways, where was I?
You did that.
That's great, Pinky. I'm real happy for you, but I came in here for some advice, if you can believe it. Advice? Like how to bake muffins? Because I gotta tell you, the cakes will ban you for life in their kitchen after the last time you tried to bake in there.
I think we all remember that. Like how Applejack got banned from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for those who are trying to figure out, mind if I tell them?
It was the Apple Buck season episode where Applejack was tired out of their damn mind, and she accidentally baked up baking the worst muffins ever.
It's not baked goods, bake bad.
Baked dirt.
Poison the ponies.
Anyway.
Apparently it didn't affect Spike.
No surprise there, but that's not why I'm here. You see, a while back, this boasting haughty-taughty unicorn came to town bragging she was the best unicorn in all of Equestria. She even challenged me and a couple of our friends to try and outdo her. She
Calm down.
Try that again.
Yes.
Oh wait, I just remembered. I just realized.
She humiliated all of us, but now her come-upons have finally arrived. She's suffering, and I don't like it anywhere near as much as I thought I would. In fact, I think I might actually be feeling sorry for her. But why?
Is that remorse I hear you feeling, Applejack?
Is that remorse? Nah. What was I doing again?
It's not an addiction!
That wasn't it. Oh, wait. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. You got the right video.
Why, thank you, my good man.
That little tidbit, the infamous "this not an addiction," was tied into Ask Sadistic Rarity and the other part of Ask Little Miss Rarity.
Wait, what is this? I feel remorse.
Yeah.
Nah. What the was I doing again?
Yeah, it would turn out that she was Ask Barry Punch a question, thinking that your daughter would probably only care about her, that if she died, she'd take the inheritance and fuel the porn addiction that the little filly, what was her name? Ruby Pinch? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That her little daughter, Ruby Pinch, will be using the money to fuel her porn addiction. Then she went off screen, and then
Cosplooge. Yep. But we can say this: at least Sadie Rarity actually had a little bit of remorse, just a little.
A little, but
no,
not noticeable. Let's continue.
Anyways.
Let's continue. Come on.
Any pony. Okay. Oh.
Well, it's obvious you're not enjoying it because you're not a jerk. Beg your pardon? Well, only a meanie McMeaner pants would enjoy watching another pony suffer. You're too much of a good pony to enjoy something like that.
Pinkie Pie's words hit Applejack like a bolt of lightning. It all made sense now. Applejack pulled her friend in and gave her a grateful hug.
Thanks, Pinky. Now I know exactly what to do.
Pinkie Pie wasn't entirely sure what was going on, but she simply shrugged and hugged back. Outside, Applejack found Trixie waiting for her, looking completely miserable. But once a bit, she was sitting on her big flank like a beanbag chair or something. I had to go there. I am so sorry.
It's okay. Let's continue. And sooner or later, we might
Alrighty then.
Sooner or later, we might just like go crazy with a whole lot of flank jokes.
I'm sure there'll be a lot more of those.
I wonder if we even finished Chapter 8. I'm starting to get a little worried.
Don't worry, it'll be ending soon, and then there's Chapter 9 and 10.
Yeah, the sooner we get to these, the better. So, hush, everybody.
Anyways.
No! God damn it!
Water Sprinkle, if you're playing a game, mute your mic.
Oh, right. Sorry, I just looked at something that really ticks me off.
Where to next? Are you going to take the Great and Swollen Trixie?
Damn it!
Did you hear that? The Great and Swollen Trixie.
She sets herself up! Okay.
Are you going to take the great and swollen Trixie to the mayor so she can make it laugh at Trixie Day? Nope. Reckon you've had enough. This time I promise you, on the love of my farm, I will get you to that spa right away. Trixie gave her a dubious look. Why should I trust you? Applejack took off her hat and gave her a sincere stare. Because I ain't doing right by you, and I'm going to set it straight no matter what. Trixie isn't sure why, but the great and powerful Trixie believes you. Applejack, upon hearing this, smiled. It's because I'm sorry, truly and sincerely. A blue pony with pink hair and a pink pony with blue hair sadly swept the floors. Their names were Lotus and Aloe. They ran the local spa and pony mill. Usually business was pretty good, especially with customers like Rarity, but today seemed rather slow. The ring sound of the counter bell immediately perked up their spirits as they dashed over to the counter where they saw Applejack and Trixie. Oh my, that unicorn! Poison joke? That's right, Lotus. One bubble bath special on me. Applejack had her 8 bits, and Trixie was led away by the 2 ponies to a giant tub already filled with water. The bath itself was simple enough. She'd get in, Lotus and Aloe would add in special, minced herbs, and the bubbles would start, and Trixie was in paradise. Her lower half shrunk back down to its regular size. Oh, come on, there was like a 55 more flank jokes you could have made in that time period.
Oh, we'll do them after we finish, okay? Don't worry. Let's go.
Anyways. Applejack walked up the stairs of the tub and smiled. Well, ain't you as pleased as a rabbit in the carrot factory? I got a piece of him for you. Applejack went over to a nearby table and placed a ticket on it from her head. It's a ticket to the Apple family reunion. It's tomorrow. Me and Pinkie Pie are spend the whole day setting it up because it's going to be our 100th. Only members of the Apple family and invited guests are allowed to attend. With this, you can attend the reunion with the rest of us. And you want me there? You won't get all upset? Just as long as you promise not to call Amy Pony a hayseed. Sounds reasonable enough. What do you want, Nathaniel? I don't have time for this.
Set your Skype to do not disturb.
No,
Yeah.
that's me. That's my house phone.
Anyways. Applejack tipped her hat in response. I'll let you enjoy your bath and see you back at the farm. See you at home then, Trixie waved. Applejack froze in her steps and looked back at Trixie. The unicorn seemed completely unaware that she referred to Sweet Apple Acres as her home. Trixie was lying, and this is later, Trixie was lying on her bed working on one of the spells she learned from her checked-out library books, because in front of her, resting on her pillow, was a rusted old spoon. She lit up her horn with a color that matched that of her cutie mark and started to focus on the spoon. In a flash, all the rust disappeared off of the spoon before immediately coming back. It's not much, but at least it's progress. A knock on her door snapped Trixie out of her thoughts. Trixie got the door to see Big Macintosh was on the other side wearing a satchel. Trixie was becoming progressively more aware of her feelings for him, so with him standing right in front of her, he couldn't help but blush. I understand you've had a bad day. Who told you? Trixie snarled. It was Applejack, wasn't it? Peace offering, my fat. Oh. My fat. Oh my goodness. Must. Okay. Whoa there! Big Macintosh held up his hoof-cutting rod. Twilight told me this, and all she said was that today was particularly rough for you. Oh, that's all Trixie could say. And that's all she could say was, oh. Sorry, I was quoting Trapped in the Drive-Thru there.
Oh, let's go on.
Weird Al for the win.
Yay.
He dug into his satchel and handed her a jar filled up with some kind of rainbow stuff. Then there's an Apple family delicacy, Zap Apple Jam. I always keep a spare jar for myself in case I get hankering for it. Here. He reached into the other side of the satchel and dug out a spoon. He handed it to her, saying, "Try some." To be perfectly honest, Trixie wasn't sure what to make of it, but she opened the jar anyways and ate a spoonful. Her eyes shut open and she took the now empty spoon out of her mouth with a smile. Wow. Yup. Pretty good, huh? Put a smile on any pony's face. Trixie couldn't seem to find her voice at the moment, so she just nodded, with a face that was getting redder by the second. Rest up. Tomorrow is sure to be a hoedown no pony will ever forget. Hope to see you there. He walked back to the stairs, leaving Trixie with a bright blush and a smile she'd probably never admit to. And now the old Maki. Gilda walked up to Trixie, who was sitting on the porch with Granny Smith, who was taking a nap. My name's Gilda, and I understand that you're also an outcast, so I was thinking, ah! The Rattler's back! Granny Smith suddenly starts whacking Gilda's tail with her cane. Oh, we want to split venom in my veins!
What?
Gilda grabbed her tail and glared at Granny. That's my tail, you moron! Oh. The ram was attached to a griffin!
Granny Smith then started to beat Gilda over the head with her cane. Yes, you heard that right, people. Ugh. Alright, shall we continue with this madness?
Yes, continue.
Yes.
Trixie sat on the floor in her room nervously, this is chapter 9 by the way, as Rarity started to braid her mane behind her. Are you sure this is going to be fancy enough? Applejack said this was going to be their 100th. It's still just a hoedown, darling. It tries to be nice, not formal, but I just know this new dude will turn out that... this new dude will turn that cult's big red head. Trixie blushed. Trixie doesn't know what you're talking about. The Great and Powerful Trixie does not have her eye on any cult, red or otherwise. I understand entirely. He can be quite the gentleman. Didn't you hear what I just said? She's getting nervous again.
Yes, dearie, I heard what you said, but I also know what you mean when you say it. I can read in between the lines, unlike some other ponies.
Trixie bit the bottom of her lip as her eyes darted around nervously. Rarity was onto her, more than ever.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but perhaps those feelings have gotten a little stronger. Nonsense! The very idea that I...
Trixie was cut off as Rarity put a supportive hoof on her shoulder, which was followed up by a sincere look of compassion.
Okay, I won't tell any pony. You have my word as a lady.
Trixie shook her head down into her shoulders and finally said,
Do you really promise not to tell any pony? I don't just promise. I Pinkie Pie promise.
Oh, bad idea, Rarity. You know what happens when you break that shit.
Oh, but I bet she'll keep her promise.
That's shit.
Okay, let's go.
Yes. Rarity smiled honestly and started to go through an odd series of motions with her boobs.
I crossed my heart and hoped to fly stick a cupcake in my eye. What was that? That was a Pinkie Pie promise, and no pony breaks a Pinkie Pie promise.
Or in your words, Gonzo,
no pony breaks a Pinkie promise.
I made sure I did an extra effort of making it demonic. Ow.
Trixie smiled and Rarity stood up, offering her hoof.
Come along, our friends are waiting for us.
Trixie took the hoof into accepting Rarity's help.
I don't think I've ever had this many friends. Fans, yeah, but trust me, friends are always better than fans.
Before leaving, Trixie put on the farm dress Rarity had made for her. It was basically a green plaid skirt, but it looked very farmy. Rarity was already wearing her outfit, a pink sundress with frills.
Ain't that cute?
I don't think Rarity looks good in pink. What do you think?
More of a dark pink.
Yeah, more like
flashy white.
What are we talking about?
Rarity.
Rarity was wearing a pink dress.
Kind of between white and pink.
Yeah. They left the house and walked down the hill to the Apple family barn, where a large party was happening on the inside. Granny Smith was just outside holding a box with a salt on the top of it.
Ticket? Those out of the Apple family need a ticket. Hello, Granny Smith. Were you ready? Oh, howdy, smelly bellies. You remember to bring your tickets? Right here, Granny Smith.
Trixie let up her horn and floated 2 tickets into the box.
I think your friends are waiting inside,
Granny Smith said before almost immediately falling asleep. Why does that not surprise me? Inside, they found their friends and the rest of the Apple family waiting for them. Apple Bloom was wearing a fancy new bow, Applejack was wearing her gala hat, Pinkie Pie was wearing a cowgirl skirt, Spike had on some little overalls, Twilight was wearing a denim skirt. Going modern there, eh, Twilight? And Fluttershy had on a spring green bonnet. Oh, it's so cute.
I was thinking someone was doing steampunk.
Rainbow Dash, however, was fiddling with her Stetson. My hat keeps falling off. Twilight lit up her horn and tried the straps of her hat under her chin.
That's because you have to keep it tied.
Big Macintosh was gussied up too, in which by gussied up one would mean he was wearing a fancy scarf instead of his work collar. Excuse me. Trixie opened her mouth to say something to him, but was cut off by the sound of a loud gasp.
Oh my gosh! Squealed Pinkie Pie. I don't think I've ever met you before, which must mean you're new. And if you're new, then you must not know every pony. But don't worry, you're at a party, and when you're at a party, that means...
Trixie covered Pinkie Pie's mouth in her hoof in an attempt to make her stop. And yet she continued to talk, even with a hoof in her mouth. Trixie leaned over to Applejack with a nervous look on her face.
Does she ever stop? Whispered Trixie. Just nod your head and say, uh-huh. Quickest way to get her to stop.
Trixie moved her move from Pinkie Pie to follow Applejack's advice.
You must be the pony Applejack was talking about. The one who was living on the farm trying to be a better pony. Do you like it here in the Sweet Apple Acres? Uh-huh. I also hear that you've been making friends with every pony one at a time, which I think is so great. Since life is so always better with lots of friends, would you like to be my friend too?
Sure, Trixie agreed.
Super! I can't wait to get to know you better. Normally I throw a big party for a new friend, but we're already at a party. Well, technically it's a reunion, but every pony's treating it like a party. But that doesn't mean you can't have a party. Whenever you want me to throw you a party, let me know. I know the cake.
Pinkie Pie. God damn, Pinkie Pie. Use periods. You're on a freaking run-on sentence here. Pinkie Pie is the master of run-on sentences.
It could be like from, Chevy Chase. I want to look him straight in the eye and tell him how he's a no-good, rotten, floor-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirty, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit!
Where's the alcohol? Hold on a second. Before you continue, Shadow, Flutter Knight, you know what? This picture, you have inspired me to do something, and you're going to like what I'm going to tell you.
Oh, really?
It involves me and you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to... This one, actually, it's going to involve Mod and Mod. So it's going to involve mine and yours strip pole. Yes.
Oh.
That's what you inspired me to do now. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, let's continue.
Anyways. Hey, there's my cousin, smiled Applejack. Indeed, a yellow colt trotted over to them. He seemed nice enough. His grin was big enough, that was for sure. Yellow Brayburn, right? Brayburn, this here's Trixie. She's staying with us here on the farm. Well, howdy there, Miss Trixie. My name's Brayburn, and I'm from Appaloosa.
I don't know. I'm still a bit, Brayburn wasn't really this kind of nice.
Appaloosa.
Brayburn wasn't this kind of pleasant and Crapplejack as of late.
Is it really pronounced like that? Trixie asked.
Nope, my ways is more fun, Brayburn chirped. Now, if you'll excuse me and some of my family are supposed to play a number on stage. Not wasting any more time, Brayburn walked up on stage with two other colts and a mare who had her green hair done up in pigtails. Howdy, every pony, and welcome to the 100th Apple Family Reunion. I'm Brayburn. I'll be doing the vocals for this little number. Applefritter will be on the harmonica, while Red Delicious and Golden Delicious will be working the fiddle. This here number is about arguing the very first Apple Family member. Oh, you're gonna love this song. As the band started to play for Pony, may I just sing this verse, please? Because I think you're going to die.
Hey,
not that kind of hold down.
Let's listen. Just listen, okay?
Alright.
If I ain't been for Appalachia, I've been married long time ago.
Oh, God.
I've been married long time ago.
If it ain't been for Appalachia, I've been married long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Appalachia?
I say we're good.
Big Macintosh smiled and held out his hoof. This is my song. Care to dance? Trixie blushed, but delicately put her hoof into his. Try that again. Trixie blushed, but delicately put her hoof into his. There. Trixie smiled as she started to hoe down with Big Macintosh. Yes, they were in a barn filled with other ponies, but at the moment it felt just like the two of them. Twilight and the rest of the main six were linking arms with one another and swinging around. Trixie let out a small shriek of joy as Big Macintosh spun with her. The rest of the Owl family members formed a long archway with ponies which would run two at a time. Big Macintosh and Trixie quickly trotted through the arch with large grins on their faces. Leaving the arch, Big Mac gave Trixie a quick twirl. The main six had stopped dancing when they noticed how much fun Trixie was having, and they couldn't help but smile. Wow, looks like she sure has having a ball, ain't she? Applejack's smile slowly started to fade as something obvious finally started to register with her brain. With my big brother, who's the only colt she's dancing with. Mm-hmm.
Let's go on. Let's see how this turns.
Big Macintosh and Trixie joined a small circle of other ponies and put in their right hoof in and rotated the unison to the left. Big Mac lifted Trixie up off the ground and twirled her in the air. With help from him, Big Mac rolled over his back from one side to the other. Trixie's grin had now become a smile, which refused to be erased. Big Macintosh also seemed to be having a good time too. However, it wasn't clear whether this was because he was dancing with her or because he was enjoying the party. Even Granny Smith, who didn't have the hit for dancing anymore, was tapping her hoof to the music. Apple Bloom had made her way over to the buffet table and started to dig in on all the apple-related treats. Applejack rubbed the back of her neck uneasily. "Is that a bad thing?" asked Fluttershy. "Well, no, but he's always been so shy about these kind of things. It's kind of odd seeing him get so bold about a mayor," explained Applejack. "I don't know," commented Twilight. "I think he's trying to be her friend, supporting her. She has had it pretty rough." Twilight was right, though. There was also a chance Big Macintosh's feeling could be plutonic. She certainly does have feelings for him, though, that I am most certain of. Big Macintosh stood up on two legs and started to do some large kicks. Shirking kick playfully, Trixie started to mirror him. Big Mac right hoof in his left wrapped around her waist. Some other Apple family ponies started a line dance, the one on the end swinging his hat in the air. "You know what?" Pinkie Pie chirped. "Their love life isn't any of our business. This is a party, so let's start acting like it." Trixie yelped as Pinkie Pie suddenly grabbed her from behind to carry her up the stage. With a cry of "Mosh pit!" Pinkie Pie threw her to the corner of the audience. Trixie was scared at first, but when the ponies underneath started carrying her, it was like a wave of supportive hooves that Trixie couldn't stop giggling about. She yelped, though, when said wave tossed her to the air, only for her to drop down onto a blanket held by Twilight and her friends. Her fun increased when they used the blanket repeatedly to throw her into the air and catch her again. Up in the air, Big Macintosh saw down below, smiling up at her. She fought futilely against the blush-head form. The main six sided the blanket tight so Trixie could delicately slide off. And one, Divine means forever I do. I did married long time ago.
Oh God, here we go again.
Where did you go? Where did you come from, Evelyn Joe?
Hold on, can I quickly...
Yep.
What?
Can I quickly do a pause? That is my favorite rule, and that will always be my favorite rule. Okay, you can continue.
What?
Look at it, if you want.
Let's have a quick look.
Rule 85.
Oh!
If there is this, there is a pony of it.
There's a pony of it. No exceptions.
Oh,
okay, let's go.
That is much better now.
On that night, Trixie could honestly say she had never had that much fun in her entire life. Aww.
Aww.
And now, Chapter 10.
All right.
I feel so much warmer right now.
Chapter 10, everybody. This is it. Trixie swallowed a large lump in her throat. She wasn't sure why she was so nervous. By all accounts, she was ready for this. He was right in front of her, attempting to yet again plow the fields with that rusted plow, and yet she remained frozen where she was stood by her nerves. Finally, she snapped herself out of it. It was only Big Macintosh, and of all the things Big Macintosh was, a judgmental pony was not one of them. "Big Macintosh, I think I can help you plow that field," Trixie said, admittingly a little more shyly than she would have liked. Big Macintosh said nothing but raised an eyebrow at her quizzically. "If you would just unhook yourself, then I could try my new spell." Big Macintosh unhooked himself as she asked, but he had a look of worry on his face. "You ain't gonna use a come to life spell, are you? Because Twilight tried that during the last winter wrap-up, and it didn't turn out too well."
"No, it's something like that."
Feeling a little more at ease, Big Macintosh walked away from his plow to stand next to her. She made her horn glow its usual color before shooting out a ray of light hitting Big Macintosh's plow. In a flash, his plow changed from a rusted piece of junk to what looked like a brand new shiny plow. It was a rare sight to see Big Macintosh with an excited smile on his face, but Trixie enjoyed it nonetheless as he walked over to examine his plow. He rubbed his hoof across the metal and his smile got bigger. "It's real," he beamed. Trixie returned a smile.
"Well, of course it's real. The Great and Powerful Trixie wouldn't have bothered you learning the spell if it wasn't going to stick."
"Hook me up, I've got to try it."
Okay,
Try
restart.
that again. "Hook me up, I've got to try it." If Big Macintosh were any more excited, he'd be jumping around like a schoolboy. Trixie did as she was asked, but she couldn't help but giggle at Big Macintosh's excitement. It was a cute sight. He could have done it himself, but it was simply faster to have someone hook him up for him. Once she was finished, he started to work without a moment's hesitation. It was an impressive sight. Big Macintosh was pulling the plow with the utmost ease, as if he didn't even feel the plow's weight. It was hard to believe that the same plow that Big Macintosh was straining to pull just this morning now wasn't even slowing him down. It was as if he was walking up and down the field all by himself, without anything attached to him. Trixie smiled even bigger as she watched the colt enjoy himself plowing the fields. Trixie's good time, however, was cut off by Applejack, showing up with a somewhat annoyed look on his face. Excuse me. Trixie, what in the hell are you doing just standing around? I told you your job was to feed the pigs this morning. She's already done her part for the farm today, Big Macintosh interrupted. Look at my plow. She did some fancy spell and completely renewed it. I'll be done in time to do my chores, feed the pigs, and help you with apple bucking. Applejack gave her a fit sigh. All right, you win, Trixie. I guess you're off. You've got the day off. A small sense of joy swelled up inside Trixie. She never would have expected the day off. She wasn't entirely sure how she wanted to spend it. She wouldn't have too much time to think about it, as three blurred past her to get to Applejack. Now that they'd stopped moving, the blurs turned out to be Apple Bloom and her two friends, a unicorn and a Pegasus named Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo, respectively. Applejack, a circus is in town, and we was hoping you could take us so we could get some more ideas about how to get our cutie marks, exclaimed Apple Bloom. Why do I not like the sound of that? Applejack frowned. Sorry, little sis. I'd like to take you and your friends to see the circus, but me and Big Macintosh will be busy all day. Apple Bloom pouted at her. You just don't want to take us because it's not a rodeo circus. Applejack scowled back at her little sister. Now it ain't like that. I'm just going to be too busy to take you, is all. I could take them, chirped Trixie. I don't know. My sister and her friends can be a real hassle. I think it's a very nice gesture. Applejack turned to her brother with an annoyed look. Geez, you're talkative lately. Yup.
Hey, yep.
Hey, yep.
All right.
Me and Spirit, we are out of nowhere just in random sync. That is awesome.
All right, let's go at it.
Don't. Don't.
Nope.
Can we go on? I'm really dying to finish this fic.
Yep.
So yes, they're going to the circus.
Yay, the circus! I love the circus.
The circus was everything Trixie expected it to be. Clowns everywhere, jugglers on unicycles riding around, and lots of games. She even got her little friend Cotton Candy, which only seemed to add to their excitement. They walked up to a sideshow which had many odd and strange ponies on display. The first pony they came across was a unicorn stallion who had tattoos all over his body. Wow, that guy has cutie marks all over his body, Scootaloo said Try that again, Scootaloo said in amazement. Yes, Trixie said with an awkward tone. That's exactly what he has. Let's get to the next pony, right now. As Trixie heard the little fillies along, she gave an involuntary shudder. She did not want to explain that pony to the Crusaders. The next pony they saw was doing something a lot of ponies thought was extraordinary. Sword swallowing. It was a rather skinny Pegasus pony. He even had a sword cutie mark, but it was all just for show. Trixie knew a trick sword when she saw one. The blade would retract as it entered his mouth, then slowly return to normal as he took it out. The swords around his back hooves seemed legitimate, though, even if they were only for show. Wow, wouldn't it be awesome to get a sword-eating cutie mark? Said Scootaloo. And look, he even has some swords just laying around. I'm sure it won't mind if we just borrow a few of them to see if our special talent sword swallow. No, you're not going to do that. Cutie mark Crusader sword swallowers! Oh, fuck, they're going to do it.
God. I think this is going to be lethal.
Wait. Before the Crusaders could even reach the stage, they were all levitated in the air magically by Trixie. Not on your life. Like a mouse.
Thank God he was there.
Like a Tyrannosaurus mouse.
Even though they were still held magically in the air, Trixie walked them over to the next attraction, which was a very large earth pony who was juggling haystacks. They seemed to have settled down, so Trixie let them go. Yes, come gawk at Hector the Amazing! Truly there is no pony in all of Equestria as strong as me! Of course, such a claim didn't set well with Apple Bloom. Hey, no pony stronger than my big brother! Well, I bet he could. Apple Bloom was cut off as Trixie covered her mouth with her hoop, dragging her away from the stage. Once they were out of hearing range, Trixie took her hoop out of Apple Bloom's mouth. What'd you do that for, Trixie? That Yahoo ain't sharper than my big brother. No pony is. My big Apple Bloom, I know.
Huh? And why do you take me away? Listen, I know your big brother's stronger. You know your big brother's stronger, and in the end, that's all that matters. Who cares if some pony thinks he's better than every pony else? He's just looking for somebody to challenge him. But that kind of thing isn't important to us, and this is important to your brother, so it doesn't matter. Let the braggers brag, because in the end, that's all they really have. Did I just hear Trixie have a revelation?
Yep.
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
She pretty
That was
much.
the best thing I've ever heard.
I think she just noticed it herself.
Trixie paused with a confused look on her face. Something about that sentence seemed off, and what it was that came out of her mouth. Did I say that? I guess I've changed more than I thought. You even talking in the third person lists.
Oh, come on!
Whoa, I just realized that. Oh shoot, I just realized that.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
Well, it is less.
Flutter Knight.
annoying.
I don't know. Fractured Loyalty said she unplugged the TARDIS, and she said that you know what it means.
Oh shit!
All hail! All hail!
Ohio.
What happened?
Oh hell no, bitches!
Jeez. Since I'm half TARDIS, she just turned off the TARDIS light.
Anyway.
Fractured Loyalty, you better replug that TARDIS right now, or I will destroy you.
Yeah, she also
Actually,
turned off the main hard drive since I can't get back in there.
Hold on.
Trixie and the Cutie Mark Crusaders were sitting in the front row of the stands inside the big top tent, watching 4 slender earth ponies perform acrobatics. The mares seemed to be doing pretty good for themselves, cartwheeling about. To enjoying themselves even more, Trixie had bought them all boxes of popcorn. The Crusaders' smile got noticeably bigger when the acrobat ponies formed a pyramid and then switched to a tower. We should try doing some of that when we get home, suggested Scootaloo. Just so long as you have Applejack supervision, said Trixie. Wow, becoming a mother figure much, Trixie?
Yep.
Don't!
Let's go on.
Oh, how
Yes.
damn!
As they watched, a strange thought entered her head. Since they had come to Ponyville, she had shown up by not just Twilight Sparkle, but 2 other ponies that weren't even unicorns. She loved her Cutie Mark. It meant she was special with magic and giving a show about it. But lately she hadn't been feeling so great and powerful. She felt like Trixie, but not the great and powerful Trixie she had always bragged about on stage. And some part of her seemed to tell her that maybe that was okay. Big Macintosh didn't seem to give 2 bits about how amazing she claimed to be. All he wanted was for her to live a nice life. Perhaps that was why she liked him so much. He cared about her, and not her magic. Now that she thought about it, the majority of ponies she had met before coming to Ponyville had only cared about what she could do with her magic. To be fair, though, she was braggart about her magic. She accepted that truth now. But even that she had been doing less and less of, and that might have actually earned her some friends. Maybe just being the plain and regular Trixie was okay, too. Adoy!
Oh, she's finally figuring this part out? Wow, you are so
Here.
slow.
I'll be right
You
back.
deserve
real
a
quick.
cookie. Shall I go on without him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A small, portly earth pony wearing a top hat came out of the center ring. Fillies and gentlefolks, I am Wilbur Edgeworth, and this is the greatest show in Equestria. The crowd cheered at his claim as Hector came into the tent, pulling some kind of cage covered by a tarp with 3 elephants assisting him. Watch as our strong stallion Hector the Amazing lifts 4 ponies with 1 hoof. The acrobat ponies wheeled over to the ringmaster and Hector, using a hoop spring to launch himself into the air. The first one landed on Hector's hoof with a 1-hoof The first one landed on Hector's hoof for the 1-hoofed hoof stand. The other 3 quickly following, mimicking her by landing her on her hind hoof. Wow, I'm so off tonight.
It's okay.
Ugh.
Take your
I
time.
have to go in a bit.
Oh,
Alright.
wait. I still say my big brother's stronger, stated Apple Bloom. Yup. Did Trixie really just... She did! Trixie said yup.
She went
Whoa, my
and
mind
did
is blown.
a Big Mac! Did she realize this?
Well, I mean, even Applejack has done it before, so no big surprise.
No, Trixie? Yeah, this is a surprise for me.
From her perspective, no pony would ever be as amazing as Big Macintosh. In a way, he could be considered great and powerful. The great and powerful Big Macintosh.
Too long.
Yep. All he has to do is just look at you, and he's already done everything he needed to do.
Alright, I'm back. What did I miss?
Still not impressed, you say? Was one of the other shot at the audience. Well then, what would you say if I brought back in the most deadly, ferocious beast that has ever been captured by pony kind?
Oh, this is gonna be good, squealed Sweetie Belle. Please don't be an Ursa, please don't be an Ursa, please don't be an Ursa, please don't be an Ursa,
chanted Trixie. Not that she would go out of her way to hate Ursa Majors/Minors, but Trixie had some strict bad luck with them. And Ursa would be a perfect thing to trip her up just when things were starting to look good for her. All the way from Frog Bottom Bomb, I give you the one, the only Hydra!
Wow.
Fuck! Say what now?
The
Say
fucking Hydra!
Say what?
Okay.
Let's continue
Trixie pulled off the tarp to reveal the multi-headed beast underneath. Iron bars kept the beast inside despite its constant battering against them with its heads. The crowd seemed to be nervous about the monster instead of excited. Wilbur frowned at their reaction but put on a lax face. Not to worry, folks. He can never get out. They walked confidently over to the cage. This cage was made by some of our finest workers. He literally cannot get out. He rested his goof on it, leaning against it completely, and then the bars fell out.
Oh,
congratulations! You done fuck up!
You are hard.
Now you
Every
fucked
pony,
up.
including the Hydras,
fucked
remained
up, my friend.
silent with jaws dropped. Wilbur slowly turned back at the Hydra with a look of concern. The Hydra returned this look with all of its head staring down at him with evil grins. Ah, pony feathers. The crowd uproared in a blind panic as the monster started to rampage. This way, girls! Trixie screamed, running down the stands. She heard a stumble and looked back to see Apple Bloom had slipped. Her hind legs such a... Trixie, help! Every fiber of her being told her that she should just keep running and never stop. Oh, don't you fucking dare, Trixie. I know I like you, but if you do that, I swear to fucking God.
Wait, you should probably go back there. Read on, damn it!
She used her magic. She used... deep down, she knew that if she did do something like that, she'd never be able to look Big Macintosh in the face, or herself in the mirror. She ran back to Apple Bloom much faster than she ever thought she could run, using her magic to force open the bleachers and free Apple Bloom's leg. She levitated the earth fully onto her back and ran once again, catching up with Sweetie Belle and Scootly. What about the Hydra? It's a circus animal, let them handle it! Trixie snapped. Trixie only looked back once, and she regretted it. The Hydra had all of its heads focused on them and was chasing after them with terrifying speed. They were getting close.
Yeah. Hold
on. Oh, shit.
Hold on, you went a little... You got cut off a bit.
They're... A support beam cut off their exit. They're trapped.
Oh.
Yeah.
Looks like Trixie surrounded.
Oh, boy.
It was too big to climb over, so they had to tried to run around it, but this just led them into another corner. Apple Bloom fell off of Trixie's back and started to huddle with her friends in fear. Trixie was frozen in fear and terror. There was no place to run, no place to hide. This was it. To die. Then she heard an odd sound which brought her out of her feet.
Hold on. What the hell?
What's going on?
Hold on. You got cut off on my end. I bet something was updating without my permission. Oh, damn it. What the hell? Wait a minute. Let me take a look. I hate this! Updating in the most inconvenient of times.
What is?
Hold on a sec.
Super Monday Night Combat.
Flutter Knight, are you using black and you're just and you're drawing lightly?
Where's the options?
Yeah, this is shady.
Okay, city. Alright then, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So then, what is that, the airbrush?
Airbrush.
Alright, then
Use the density to like around 50.
Alrighty then, alright.
May I go on?
Go ahead.
Yes, 'cause I gotta go anyway. Yeah,
So now we're all
Sorry.
something in
Thanks for
fear.
stopping by.
What?
See you next flower.
I gotta go. I'll see you all.
Alright.
See ya.
So where was I now?
Ciao.
Yeah.
Continue.
Well, you were saying that Trixie was just unfortunately covered when I got cut off by the fucking updates.
Anyways.
It was a, you were telling what it was.
It's gonna eat us! Cried Sweetie Belle. I want my big sister! Wept Apple Bloom. I don't want to die before I get my cutie mark! Screamed Scootaloo.
That was melodramatic.
I'm too pretty to die.
What? What was the last part again?
I don't want to die before I get my cutie mark!
Oh. Let's
How
go on.
seemed to chuckle at the cutie mark Crusader's terror. He was enjoying this. Their fear, their terror. Trixie glared up at the giant multi-headed monster. He had gone just too far. Her fear was gone, replaced with moral outrage and determination. As Trixie stepped her trembling hooves forward, she earned the creature's entire attention as she stood between him and his next meal. You think I'm afraid of you? Of you? The Hydra roared with all of his heads. Do you know who I am? Trixie let up her horn with a musical. I'm the Great and Powerful Trixie! One of the Hydra's heads became covered in the magical glow which matched Trixie's horn. It yelped when it was magically swung and hit the other heads in a chain reaction. The other heads turned and glared at it. It offered a sheepish grin as an apology, but Trixie's glow never left. A second layer of magic covered Trixie's horn as she lifted a long piece of rope into the air and snapped it into multiple pieces. The pieces flew over the Hydra's head and tied themselves around the multiple mouths. Try as they might, they could not break the ropes. The head that was still glowing suddenly shot out of Lugert's neck around the other three, disorienting them. A third layer of magic covered Trixie's horn as the Hydra's tail was magically levitated in the air and got tangled into the nest that their heads had become. As the monster started to lose its balance, a fourth layer of magic covered Trixie's horn. A long piece of the circus tent, which was torn from the ruckus, was magically levitated into the air. The piece was straightened out in front of the Hydra's stumbling feet, tripping it, sending it hurtling forward. It flailed on the ground until it got back on its back. Stuck on its back. Then the circus tent piece wrapped itself around the Hydra's legs, hog-tying it. It circled on the ground, but it couldn't escape its bindings. The circus workers started to close in on it slowly as the magical glow started to fade from Trixie's horn. She beat it! Shrieked Scootaloo. She tied it up with magic! Added Sweetie Belle. And she gave it an Apple Family twist! Beamed Apple Bloom. Trixie sighed in relief as she collapsed to the ground. The cutie mark Crusaders quickly got up to helping her. I thought my horn was going to pop. Trixie, you are amazing! Beamed Scootaloo. Yeah, you're a real creature catcher, chewed Apple Bloom. You were... Try Sweetie Belle might, she couldn't quite find the right words that her other two friends had already claimed. Great and powerful? Finished Trixie. Yeah! Came the unifying cheers. Glad to hear it. Now what do you say you'll help me back to the farm? The Great and Powerful Trixie is exhausted. The cutie mark Crusaders helped Trixie up and started on their way home, unaware that the ringmaster was watching them leave with a thoughtful look on his face. Oh, God.
Now what?
The ringmaster was looking at Trixie with a thoughtful look.
Oh, Lord. What now?
Oh, it just ends there. Well,
But
anyways,
seriously?
the news of Trixie's victory over the Hydra was well received when she and Apple Bloom got back to Studio Apple's. You were nearly eaten by a what? Well, sort of. A Hydra! Squealed Apple Bloom as she hopped around excitedly inside the house. But Trixie whooped so bad she couldn't even tell which way was up. She's exaggerating, said Trixie. But you did save her, right? I mean, it was you that did it, asked the Big Macintosh. Trixie became slightly flustered. Well, yes, but we were in a bind, and seeing Big Macintosh smile at her didn't seem to be helping with her fluster. I just wanted to help. Trixie, called Applejack. He took her hat off in respect, much to Trixie's surprise. I know we've had our differences in the past, but from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. For not just saving my little sis, but also saving two other fillies that you barely knew. Well, we had no place to run. Oh! Trixie was cut off by a sharp jab to the chest from Applejack. But trying to knock off any of that humble stuff around here ain't good luck for you, jeered Applejack. But you're all right in my book, even if you are a hoity-toity show-off. Trixie actually enjoyed Applejack's smart talk. Things were starting to get a little too embarrassing, though. Applejack traded smirks with Trixie and then started to chase Apple Bloom up the stairs for her bedtime, leaving her and Big Macintosh alone downstairs. Thank you, Trixie. Oh, I was just trying to help. No. Big Macintosh came closer to her. Really, Trixie, thank you. If it weren't for you, we'd all be short a family member.
I had to do something, and
You did wonderful. I think bringing you to Sweet Apple Acres is the best thing I've ever done for my family. Thank you. Oh, here we go. And then he did something which paralyzed her. He leaned in and gave her an Eskimo kiss. There it is.
Bum bum bum.
I believe we have liftoff.
Applejack found.
And they called it Pony Love.
Can we go on?
Applejack frowned from the staircase as she watched Trixie spending time with her big brother, but it quickly faltered. I guess it's okay. The end.
Yay. Finally, we finished it.
That's it. Still nice.
I'm going to go get some water now.
Yes.
Yay.
You deserve it.
Thank you. I'll be back.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.